Hello, everyone, and welcome to the initial first episode ever of the TGI Worlds Tour Hotline League live here right now in New York.
Woohoo! We're doing it.
We're doing it. There's been many times where I've been scared about this. It's been a lot of weeks of stress, but
I haven't even thought of it till tonight.
Mark literally just shows up. He was just like, "What time?" And then he just showed up. So
yeah, I made it though.
Yes.
At least I did my part.
And all of you have made it here in venue. Thank you so much for making it out. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm very excited about it. Obviously, Hotline League live right now tonight. We've got a little bit of music playing in venue just to
Set the mood.
Yeah, setting the mood right now with some sessions by Vi. Okay, there we go. So first off, before we get into anything else, I want to give a big shout out to Chipotle and Grubhub for sponsoring this. I don't know if we can get some. Yeah, there we go. Big round of. So two very cool things later on tonight, and also I think if you do ! Grubhub in the chat, you can get a code to save on a Grubhub order. There was actually somebody earlier tonight who came up to me and was like, "I'm about to order Grubhub. Can you please give me the code right now?" So they've already gotten it early. Also, Chipotle is going to be handing out 3 codes in the chat throughout tonight. So maybe if you're here in person, you want to open up the chat. And each of these codes is good for 1,000 people to get burritos and cool stuff in the app. So yeah, they're giving out 3,000 burritos over the course of the show. So
is it limited to people at all? Could I order 1,000 burritos myself?
No, I think each. That's
Order?
actually great. I think you have to. It's per account. You know what? I don't want to speak on behalf of our wonderful sponsor on what the specifics are.
Anytime a sponsor makes a deal, I instantly try and corrupt it.
Yes,
the same
exactly.
way with the Grubhub Doublelift thing from
Yes.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so shout out to both of our sponsors. Let me introduce to you all my constant co-host, Mark Zimmerman.
Woohoo!
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was doing great, and then my day got ruined because I heard the Chris Pratt Mario voice. I don't know if people have seen the trailer yet for this thing. Oh dear Lord!
I love that we constantly start with pop culture, even when we're here with a giant audience. I've not heard it. Is it bad?
It's bad, yeah.
Okay.
So the trailer itself actually got me to chuckle a couple times. I don't hate it as much as I thought I would, like Jack Black as Bowser and some of the jokes. But then
Yeah.
Chris Pratt comes up and he's like, "Oh no, it's me!" It's so bad, dude.
Okay, well, fantastic. Can't wait to hear that after I'm done with this show. Okay, so how's New York been for you? This is where you say great things about New York so the audience here.
You want me to tell you the truth?
Yes.
I hate New York.
Oh, no. Mark, we have to spend 2 hours with these people, and you're ruining
I
our
turned the
credibility.
room on me already?
Yes.
How'd I do that? No. Yeah, no. So I've been to New York a bunch of times. One of my friends went to Fordham growing up, so I was visited him a number of times. I have my fair share of New York stories, but I don't know. It's been good so far. I got in on a red eye, went to my hotel, slept 6 more hours, have eaten some food, and that's it. That's all I've done so far in New York.
Fantastic. Well, I'm just so happy to be back. I haven't been here since 2017. I have missed this city so much, and I'm really excited to be at Worlds tomorrow.
You're pandering.
No, it's honest. It's honest. There's amazing things here. Amazing food. Like, I don't know if you guys have been to the local Chipotle, but they've got amazing food. It's really good. No, it's really cool, and I can't wait for Worlds to kick off tomorrow. How many of you guys are making it to the first week of groups? Okay, decent amount of hands up. How many of you were unable to make it to Worlds at all because of the ticketing situation? There we go, a couple people. So sorry. Hopefully you guys find some. And
Mr.
don't have
Positivity, Travis
to spend
Gafford.
600 people. I'm a man of the people, and some of these poor folks had to deal with a lot. Okay, so here is how tonight is going to work. In a little bit, we are going to call up one of our guests. We have several tonight. Some from CLG, one from EG, who I hope is here somewhere. I've been told he will. Oh. Wait, okay. Anyway, and then also no players other than we've got one CLG player. And then in the second hour, we're giving the whole second hour to Doublelift because his ego's so big that he demands the entire half of the show.
Those 2 seats are both for him. One for
yeah.
him, one for the ego.
Yes, exactly. So that's going to be happening. For all of you here in person, you might have seen or watched a Hotline League previously where we normally do something where we bring callers in from Discord. What we are doing this time which we've done in the past, is we are going to be going out. Mark is going to hopefully not mess up his microphone during rehearsal. It was painful.
Gonna walk
for
in front
here.
of the speaker.
He's going to go out. You guys are going to raise your hands. He's going to listen to all of your takes, and he's going to bring one of you up on stage where you will join the panel, share your take, and get booed at by the audience because your take is not
when
good.
you say no North American groups are getting out.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
so I think for this show, in terms of topics, if people want to start thinking of them, we will try and be pretty gameplay for group stage focused.
Yes.
So predictions about who's going to get out, NA versus EU, Eastern Domination, LPL, LCK, whatever it is.
And I do want to give a shout out to Doublelift stream because he was kind enough to stream this episode since he's on it. So they're also watching and hopefully are behaving themselves and not saying mean things. Okay, so without further ado, do you think it's time for us to maybe welcome our first
We got a lot of
guest
guests.
to the
Let's
stage?
get them up here.
I don't know if he's out there, but Greg somewhere from CLG is hopefully going to show up.
Greg Kim?
Greg, yes. Do
Greg
you know,
Kim-
do you know
Greg
him?
Kim?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the owner and operator. Well, not technically the owner. Owner word is a complicated word whenever it comes to. He basically runs CLG. So, Greg, where are you? Dear God, Greg. Stephanie maybe is out there and can find Greg. There's probably some panic happening backstage at the moment to get him up here. Admittedly, I didn't think we were going to get him up here for the first couple of, for the first 15 minutes.
Well,
we'll stall.
we'll stall. So for people who don't remember this, Greg Kim was a part of EG a couple of years ago. And there was a very famous call with him and Kelby.
This is what you're bringing up.
Yeah,
to introduce introduce Greg to the show.
has Greg Kim been on since this episode? Since
no.
that episode?
No.
So
we pull out Kelby last minute as a kind of like Jerry Springer-esque like.
No,
Kelby's
is Kelby here?
character.
Settle
No.
the beef?
No, I wish.
So
Okay.
anyways, what happened was, Greg was joining EG. EG was just joining the league. He was trying to hype his team up. And Greg Kim was talking about how we were picking his brain about why he thought that they would actually be one of the best orgs. And he said that they had the smartest people working for them. And Kelby was like, what does that mean? And Kelby was not satisfied with the answer that Greg Kim gave after pushing him a number of times. Lo and behold, EG won a championship this year immediately after he departed, but you have to think some of his blue fingerprints are on that one. And then CLG turned it around in summer. So I think maybe Greg Kim's getting the last laugh.
Yeah, he does deserve it. Although not at Worlds this year, so it's not there yet.
Made a better run
Yes.
at it, though, than I think anyone was expecting.
And possibly not at the venue. Gregory Kim. We need you up here. Oh, okay. I think he's here. He hears us now. We've been calling him to the stage for several minutes. There we go. Hello. Welcome to the stage. A big round of applause for Greg Kim.
I'm going to turn on a microphone
Yeah.
and hope that it does not blow out people's ears.
Yes. So we're turning on the microphone. Please, no pain, based off of what we had in rehearsal. Okay. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Hello?
Hello.
I think we're good.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Whew.
We were trying to call you to the stage. It took a little bit.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, we're like standing in the back. Do we need anyone else? We'll go get him.
No, nobody
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
But we'll be getting, well, this is a bit of a spoiler, and people who know how I feel about spoilers, I apologize. But Dhokla will be joining us later as well. But for now,
Big Dokes?
we've got Greg on. So Greg, running CLG, Madison Square Garden, obviously, the Knicks, I know you're a big Knicks guy. What does it mean for you to have Worlds in your in New York, in MSG's backyard, all of that?
It's almost hard to put into words because, we've been starving for Worlds in NA. It's been like 6 years or something. It was 2016 the last time. So I think for me, it's just amazing to have League back in NA, back on the East Coast. I think this is the biggest event in gaming that New York's seen in some time. And to have it like in our building, in CLG's building, MSG's building, however you want to call it, has been amazing. So we're trying to make the most of it as an org and as a city.
And I know I see in the chat right now we're having a little bit of volume issues with Greg's mic, so we're going to get that pumped up a little bit right now. And so that should work in a second. But what you guys actually earlier today had a tournament that took place at this venue. I know you're doing a whole bunch of stuff in New York. So what's the whole CLG lineup of activities for people who in this audience that might want to know, or maybe watching from home who want to do something cool?
Yeah, I mean, CLG's relationship with MSG has been well publicized to our fans over the years. I think we're at a stage now where we can try to make the most of it. So we're just trying to celebrate everything gaming and everything CLG while we're in New York, right? So we have this League of Legends tournament today. We're doing other tournaments, including a fighting game tournament, a collegiate Valorant tournament over the next couple weeks. But more importantly, we just want to celebrate League of Legends and Worlds in North America. So each day of the tournament, like 2 hours before game time, we're taking over a bar close to MSG, and we're just doing pre-game stuff. We'll have all of our a bunch of our players and a bunch of our content creators coming in just for meet and greets, giving away and selling merch, and just trying to like get the crowd amped before all of our teams play in groups.
Awesome.
And quarters, hopefully.
You guys are doing some sort of pre-show event every day, right? And I just mentioned this because there's probably a lot of people here who would like to attend. So what is it?
So it's essentially like 2 hours before showtime. So tomorrow, like 2:30, and like the rest of this weekend at 2:30. There's a bar at Versa at the Renaissance Hotel that's right around the corner from MSG. Like we're just gonna be there taking over the bar. Like Dhokla, Croissant, like my GM Jonathan, like a bunch of us are gonna be there just trying to get the crowd hyped before Worlds. We're hoping to have more special guests over the next couple of weeks. Like this is happening pretty much every day there's a game. We're gonna be trying to do something to give fans a chance to like pregame and rally before the show.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's a thing that can happen. Well, the cool thing is, lucky you, your team is not at Worlds, which is great.
I don't know about lucky.
It's great because on the show, you can now say whatever you want about all the teams that are competing and
true.
all that stuff.
True.
So you can be completely uncensored here, which I think is great because Mark is now, are you ready to go grab our first audience member?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab people in a second. But before we go, I don't know if you heard on the way up about me recounting your first time on Hotline League with Kelby.
Is he backstage with a baseball bat or something? Or?
No, I don't know where he is, but he did help obviously put this event on. But I was just wondering, like, now that you've been a couple years in, because that was like your first foray into esports, you know, EG now won a title, obviously right after you left. But I don't know if there's any words for Kelby or anyone who doubted you in that stream.
I think it's two things for me. I think, like, one, Raz very gracefully pointed this out. Like, one is that at EG, we set out what I said we were hoping to do when we were there. We made Worlds in 3 years. Like, they got the championship this year. Like, a few of those guys were guys I worked with, and, part of that program was what I helped to set up. So that was validating. But at the same time, like, I see Kelby's point in retrospect. Like, it's been 3 years in esports on the team side for me now. I definitely didn't know everything now that I knew then. I wasn't trying to, I think it was a misunderstanding at its core. So I don't think he got that I wasn't trying to say I was some esports roster expert, but I've learned a ton. I think being in this position has been humbling, especially now that I'm running the whole org at CLG. And, I'm excited for what's to come next.
Awesome. Well,
okay, so now I'm going to go venture into the crowd. I think we're going to do this old school. Just put your hands up. I'm going to go walk around, try and listen. You can tell me. Like I said, I'll try and ask a couple people, so I might come back to you. I don't want to just pick the first person I hear. But yeah, I'll start doing that while Travis fills time.
I have a great way to fill time. I got a DM a little bit before the start of the show, or a couple hours before the start of the show. Is there anybody here named Ethan Belling? Ethan Belling. Hello. So Ethan Belling in the back, he raised his hand. Apparently he is a huge fan, and he's getting married in 2 weeks. And so he wanted, I got a message from his fiance who asked me to shout him out because he's getting married in 2 weeks. He listens to the podcast constantly. So thank you, Ethan, for making it out here. Is the wedding in New York? In Westchester. Okay, well, I'm sure all these people are invited, right? We'll be doing this? Okay, fantastic. Either way, congratulations. Okay, so as Mark looks for his call, he's rejecting some right now, which is great. He's going to stand in front of all these cameras and ruin any shot that we try to have. No. So, Greg, are there any teams in particular you're rooting for over the next couple days?
Well, as you kindly pointed out, we're eliminated. So I think this is the time of year where I just get to be a fan again until off-season craziness kicks in. So I'm rooting for all the NA teams. I'm really glad to see EG made it out of play-ins into groups. So, any NA team I'm going to root for. I think tomorrow's list of games is just so exciting. It's banger after banger on the first day of groups. So the NA teams, and then I'm a Korean American, so the LCK teams are close
Fantastic.
second.
Well, we have our first audience member now. We're turning on the microphone.
Testing.
Yeah, you can go ahead and sit down. We'll get those mics sorted here in a second. But hello, welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name's HighGuyDavis.
Okay, and where are you from?
South Louisiana.
South Louisiana.
Yeah.
Did you fly out are you just here for Worlds?
I live here now, but that's where I'm from.
Oh, you live here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dox you, but what part of New York has a lot of these little neighborhoods? I'm learning about them. What part are you from?
Long Island City.
Long Island City.
I saw the tweet
There's
from
not-
Dhokla. That's where he is. So.
There's not too many cheers, so I don't. The opinion of that area is poor. Anyway, okay. What is your take?
So my take is that not only are no EU teams getting out, they're all getting last in their groups.
All EU teams. All EU teams getting last in their groups, none of them getting out. Okay. Wow, New York crowds are rowdy. We just heard it. EU
This is gonna
sucks.
be if anything, at like the Madison Square Hulu Garden thing is like the crowd here. It's gonna be rough. Remember
Yes.
last time Worlds was at NA, we got yelled at by the global community for booing the Korean teams in Chicago, I think it was. But I'm down with that energy. Yeah.
None of you guys are gonna boo, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
we
Yeah,
are.
they all said they're going to. Okay. So, why do you think that none of the EU teams are gonna make it out?
So first of all, I think Fnatic looked actually pretty shaky in their group. I think that Hylissang, that combination didn't look as good as whenever they had Rux. And then I think that whole group is like super topsy-turvy. But I think it's going to be SKT, C9, then EDG, then Fnatic. Then with the group with G2, I think that EG is going to rise up. They're not going to go 0-8 against G2. I think EG is going to be third, G2 fourth.
And if you can get the microphone a little closer,
A
sorry.
little closer.
Yeah.
And then I think the final group, Rogue. I think Rogue is overrated. I think that they shouldn't have won the finals. And then I think that Gigabyte Marines is going to come back and win that group, or they're going to place above them. And
Okay.
so EU will be last in every single group that they're going to be in.
All right. They will be last in every group. Mark is pulling up Leaguepedia right now on his phone. You're trying to look at the groups?
No, I was just refreshing my memory because I no shade to GAM. I've not been super impressed by the VCS right now. So I understand the hot take. I pulled you on just to get some Keck W's farmed in chat and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm down with that. Greg, what do you think?
Well, I think like they're in enemy territory, right? I think rivalries are good for esports. I think it's very clear that there's an NA versus EU vibe. So I think the crowd's on like NA's side and thus against EU. And I kind of agree with the take. Like we took Cloud9 to 5 games and they just got better and better over the course of playoffs, I think. So I hope they're going to look good in groups. I think Inspired's on like an EU revenge tour and EG's already taking out Mad and we can see them do more. And I don't know. I wouldn't be overly surprised if it happened. I think that's how I put it in my pick'ems, like EU fourth in all their groups. But we'll see. We'll see how many points I get for that.
It's hard for me to imagine. Maybe one of them getting last in their group is like, okay, I could see that. But whenever you place all of them dead last, I'm like, groups always has really surprising things that occur, and there's a ton of volatility. So it's hard for me to look and be like, okay, yeah, that's definitely happening. But I do appreciate the take. It's a spicy one.
Are you said Fnatic hasn't looked good, but are you not concerned at all about Humanoid and Upset? Like, I don't know if you've watched the play-ins too closely. They kind of dumpstered everyone in lane phase, even though they dropped that one game.
They dropped 2 games.
Fnatic dropped just the one to...
I thought they were 4-2.
No, it was DFM that beat them. They
Okay.
slapped our booty, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely talented, but I think that the C9 is going to be amazing. I think SKT is a favorite to win, especially if you have like a supportive mid laner carry jungle style. And then I think that also EDG, I think they're going to be good, but every year one LPL team has to implode. I think it's going to be mostly them. And so I think Fnatic just rides the L train. So.
All right, rides the L train.
So New York City reference.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. All right, fantastic. So I guess we'll see how things go. But I do appreciate the prediction, and the great thing is that we're doing this show again after groups, so you can come back right before quarters on our future show and brag about how you got it right if you did, and then hide your face and shame in the back if you didn't. Is there anything you want to shout out here?
No, I'm just glad to be here. It's exciting.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You can leave the microphone on the table or on the, wherever, on the chair. Fantastic. All right, Mark.
So I did want to, I don't know how much.
Oh, maybe move the microphone. Yeah, there we go. You can turn it off. We're refreshing our memory on how to do these live shows. Okay. What were you going to say?
I was just going to chime in a little bit more on the analytical angle about like, I know a lot of people, even though Rogue 3-0'd G2 in the finals, there's like this big feeling that they're actually not the best European team and it's still G2.
Yeah, why is that, you think? Is it just like a brand situation?
Yes and no. I think people are, one, like name brand of Caps and Yankos, like it's very understandable why they feel that way. They also were the MSI reps. But also, they just look terrible in finals. And like they look so bad that you're like, that's not how good they are. Like sometimes when you underperform so much, you're like, that's clearly not, like you didn't have a good day. And Malrain crapped all over them, and like I don't know if that's like indicative of their actual strength or not. So I don't know.
Greg, do you want to tell everybody what was here earlier today? I don't know if you caught all of it, but what event was occurring here while you guys were doing your tournament?
I missed it because I wasn't here until later.
Did you hear about it though?
I heard like Ebai was here.
Yeah,
something.
Ebai. So ironically, I didn't get a chance to tell you this. So when I walked in, Rogue and was here because they were announcing like the new Koi situation, and they did that from this venue, which I had no idea was going to be a thing. So Ebai was here celebrating like this is a huge thing now. So I tried to convince them to have him come on Hotline League, and then I left for about 10 minutes, and then they were gone when I got back.
Ghost it.
Yes. So it did not go through. But either way, it's super cool to see that announcement happen. I don't know. Would you have any opinion from a team ownership standpoint? Do you have any opinions on mega influencers and team ownership, Greg?
I think when it aligns with what the team's trying to do and it's additive to the league and the excitement, like I'm all for it, right? Like I mean, there've been rumors around Mr. Beast and like the league for like such a long time, right? And just like it's certainly not us, but like if that did happen with another team, like that'd be hype. So I think if their heart's in the right place, they want to add and give back to the ecosystem. Like I'm all for it.
Is it happening with any teams right now, Greg? Have you heard anything?
I have no idea. The FlyQuest thing honestly caught me completely off guard. So
yeah, I heard Riot gave you guys a lot of heads up on that one. Okay, so let's grab the next person from the audience if you think we're ready.
Okay, I'll go grab some. There were a lot of EG takes that I heard. So there are 2 other North American teams.
We have an EG person on later, so we can grab
I'm saving
some.
one EG take.
Okay.
That guy's got that one, but I do need some other takes. Also, like I said, there's a DRX take probably coming out there for the DRX one in a second. But yeah, keep them coming.
Okay, great. So off mark goes. Raise your hand if you want to come on the show and talk about something. If you have something, he's going to go down there. Now Greg Kim is going to help me fill right now.
It's funny because like I was standing over there earlier. My CLG GM's here, and like Andy Barton, EG's GM is both here. So it's kind of weird looking into the past and looking into the future.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool that was able to happen.
All because of Hotline League.
Yes, it's all because of Hotline League. No, what do you think? I know we've got EG takes later, but how do you think EG is going to do? Especially, I don't know how much you've been able to watch with Kaori during finals and play-ins and all that.
I remember thinking in Chicago that they'd pull it off and get to Sunday. I think Kaori's always been pretty impressive in Academy, so like I think people were kind of down on him coming into that weekend, and I was excited to see what he could do. I thought they could have done it, so I'm not sleeping on them at all, and I think Impact's still there. He's a very talented player. He's always been a talented player, and I think they have a bunch of exciting pieces. So
yeah, awesome.
On a good day.
Well, we have our next audience member up here. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Brian.
What's that?
Brian.
Brian, where are you from?
I'm from Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. Okay.
Bigger cheer than Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island, our Long Island friend did not do well. Queens, clearly much more represented by this audience. Okay, what is your take tonight?
So I think DRX is going to make it to semifinals.
DRX makes semifinals. You're predicting a Korean team to make it far at Worlds.
Well, it's an underrated Korean team.
What's that?
An underrated Korean team.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fair. It's fair. Why do you think this is going to happen?
I think they have the easiest group, and they're really underrated. I feel like this is going to be Def's year to make it out of groups and make it out of quarters.
So this is Def's year. DRX is going to make it. Greg, I don't know if you want to handle. I don't know how much you watch LCK, but any thoughts on if this could happen?
So if they win their group, who do they play against? They play second seed from.
It depends. It's drawing.
Is it drawings again?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only watched a little bit of LCK this year. I've had my hands full in LCS, but I can see it. I mean, like Korean teams have almost always showed up to Worlds except like on home turf, right? Pretty much every other year.
Yeah. I also think it's the spiciest of the LCK takes in a sense, and we need to break up this NA homerism. Everyone out there is like, this random NA team's top in their group. I'm glad to see
I mean, yeah, I'm a really big fan of Death and Pioshik, so.
Yeah. I mean, Pioshik has been struggling. I don't know how well he'll do. Zeka's a monster. Deft and Barrel have been good. I think my microphone cuts out sometimes. No, I was just gonna say that. Are you not at all concerned about JDG topping their group and then giving them a hard first-round opponent or anything like that? Do you think they're getting out first in their group and then getting an easier draw for
No,
two?
I think they're gonna get out second because I think, like you said, they're gonna be first. But I think Rogue is overrated as well as Gam. I feel like they're gonna be second overall.
Very good. Okay. Well, oh, now
What do
it's
you
my
think, Travis?
turn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I think doesn't usually one LCK team just like embarrass themselves at Worlds?
Yeah, the Dottie Award exists
Yeah.
for that reason. Yes.
Well, and Gen G, I think also in 2018 or something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
So I think it's a big question on which team is going to do that, assuming it always happens. And with 4 teams, I feel like you have a pretty good chance of that happening. Likely them. I don't know. I guess it's usually like a really well-regarded team, so maybe it's going to be T1 or something. I have no idea, but it's hard to say for me.
What do you think of Zeka in the play-ins? Where you were watching, right?
I was watching. I mean, you were casting.
Yeah.
So what did you think of him?
I think he's really good. I think the meta is well suited for him right now. I think there's a lot of melee matches you can play mid. We saw Jojo Pum bust out set mid. Like, what the hell was that? So, yeah, I think you have a lot of options. And I am concerned about the jungle situation. The swap between Pioshik and Juhan is weird to me. I don't know what's making them want to do that. Kingen, 369. I don't know about that.
Well, I guess we'll find out very soon or over the next couple of weeks. Any other big thoughts for Worlds? Are you attending?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna be there first game. I'm pretty sure C9 is gonna be Fnatic.
Pretty sure C9 is going to be Fnatic. Okay. Kicking off tomorrow.
I think it's gonna be a stomp actually. So.
It's going to be a stomp. Oh, so we're continuing the EU sucks. Also, you need to pivot a little bit. They can't, right now we're just getting, there we go. These lovely people need to be able to see you, as does the camera. But, okay, so you think it's going to be crazy. What does it mean for you to have Worlds coming to your backyard, essentially?
Oh, it's amazing. Last time I missed the, I think it was like LCS finals that was here. So
2015, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really glad it's gonna be here.
Are you a Knicks fan?
Oh no, I don't watch baseball or basketball. I mean.
You say baseball just now?
Sorry.
All right, very good. Well, I just had to get that in because Greg over here, big Knicks fan. So either way, thank you so much for coming on. You can pass the microphone over to Greg, who will pass it to Mark. This is our new system. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Thank you. And we'll catch you next time. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a break here in a second if we can get Drew to show up with something lovely. I don't know where he is, but he'll show up. But really quickly, before that comes on stage, there we go. Okay, we're going to say goodbye to Greg. So Greg, thank you so much for coming on. Anything that you want to say, especially with CLG in New York, anything you want to throw out there?
No, I mean, thank you everyone to the fans. Thank you especially to the CLG fans this year. During the Miracle Run, I think our fans came out of hiding a little bit on the subreddit and everything. So that was just really heartwarming to see, and just super excited for everything to be happening here in New York. Super excited for the future of CLG, and just thank you everyone for coming out, and let's make this stint of Worlds in New York a good one.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thanks for having me, guys.
If you can go find Dhokla and send him in this direction.
Dhokla, he's right.
I hope he's around. If
I'll
you find him, that would be great. We're going to do a
Sounds-
quick ad break, so he's got some time. All right, fantastic. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take a moment to talk about our first sponsor. I believe we have something that Drew is delivering to the stage right now. Fantastic. Grubhub, yes. Good job. Thank you for pumping the audience with that. Okay, so earlier today we had this wonderful dessert delivered to us with Grubhub, so thank you to Grubhub for bringing this in. We're going to add that into our delicious lineup of food next to the Chipotle that we have on stage. So thank you to Grubhub. I have a quick statement for you, which is go for the win, go for Grubhub by using our code, which is TGI Tour, to save. Yeah, right now everybody's writing. There's multiple. The audience is literally taking their phones out and writing this down. TGI Tour, you'll save $10 off of your order of 15 or more. And with Grubhub, your food delivery just got better because you can get your food on time at the lowest price, and it's guaranteed, or they will make it right. So either way, thank you so much to Grubhub for sponsoring the show. We could not do this show and our big tour without our sponsors. We talked about it. We tried to figure it out. We couldn't. So this literally wouldn't be happening without them. So thank you so much to Grubhub for sponsoring the show. I will hand you this bag back. Thank you, Drew. For those of you that don't know Drew is attempting to become the next Broden, for those of you that know him. Yeah, he graduated college this year. This is his second ever business trip. And so he's having a great time so far. All right.
Is it on?
Thank you again to Grubhub for sponsoring. All right. Dhokla, welcome to the show. Oh,
I'm back.
there we go. We got you.
Huh?
Hello. The audio was weird. Okay, we're good now. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we're good.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome to the show. When did you get into New York?
Got here yesterday in the morning, or last night, but didn't really sleep at all. Just been really like jet lagged or can't sleep, and then just running on like 2 hours of sleep. But it's pretty
Okay.
good. I love New York actually.
So you're sleep deprived right now, and so everything you say is going to be incredible, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, okay, this is not like a sleep deprived take, but I like New York more than LA, and I've only been here like 2 days.
You're crazy. No way.
Nah, you can walk anywhere. In LA, you cannot walk anywhere. You
I
have
love
to,
it. I'm lazy. They're making me walk around the city? No.
Yeah, that is the loudest the crowd has gotten so far. This is I like New York a lot, but there's a weird like New York LA rivalry, and that pains me a little bit because I like both cities. But regardless, is this your first time in New York?
Yeah,
Is it
first time here.
Okay. Anything that you're planning to do while you're here?
Definitely go sightseeing. Try to catch a sunrise at Central Park or over the Brooklyn Bridge. So lots of touristy things alongside the food.
All right. Has anybody told you yet, like anybody you've talked to at the event so far, told you something to do? Any recommendations?
No, they've sent kind words to me all night saying like, good job on CLG, good year, but no one's giving me a recommendation of where to go. When I specifically asked on Twitter, I need recommendations. Central Park, yeah, gonna go there, yeah.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these people will find you later and let you know. I recommend the Chipotle here. It's really good. Mark, you were gonna say?
I was going to pick your brain a little bit about the first two takes because unfortunately I did not have a fellow player on to agree or disagree with both the EU last in every group take as well as the DRX one. I don't know what you thought.
What was the
about
DRX one?
those. DRX was making semis.
I
I don't know how much you watch play-ins.
Yeah, so I think EU will make it into quarters. One EU team. I don't know which team. Okay, I'm just being realistic. Sorry.
How many teams?
I think in my pick'ems I had Rogue over DRX. Like I would just imagine like the number one seed from LEC has got to mean like something, like you can't just f- your way to win LEC.
It would be hilariously terrible
Yeah, it
if
would
the
be-
1 seed lost to the 4 seed.
Yeah, that would be really embarrassing. But so like I'm playing like a probability game here. So trying to get most points that I can in pick'ems. So I put Rogue making out in second place. But
I guess that means you don't believe in DRX then.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I feel like they can carry through mid and bot, but I don't really see any other lanes they can carry through. So I think Rogue is more versatile in that regard.
Yeah, very good.
I have
Go
another
ahead.
question.
Yeah.
Have you been playing Champions Queue? I usually watch your stream. I haven't seen. Have you been streaming it?
I have been.
I missed it, sorry.
It's without a camera, maybe that's why you're looking. But obviously I don't have a PC setup right now. But when I do, like probably tomorrow, I'll probably start playing. Actually, I'm gonna be watching groups, so maybe some other time. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing Champs Queue.
Who have you played up against who's impressed you the most?
Dude, they've been sniping me. Like I have not been able to get a game against like the T1 players or like LPL top laners. I played against Kingen when they first arrived, DRX, and I played against CFO and a bunch of everyone else, but except for like the LPL tops and Korean tops mainly. So I'm looking forward to snipe them, but I've been getting really unlucky. Like I've been queuing up right away. There's like 8 tops in queue every time.
You're trying to get it right when their game ends.
Yeah, you have to queue up mid game. It's really a process to get a game, but
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
Okay.
All right. Is it time for you to go off into the audience and find somebody?
Yes, I will
Okay.
do that right now.
Off Mark goes. While he's doing that, I wanted to notice, I'm keeping an eye on Twitch chat, and I see Yuumi activating one of our first free burrito alerts. So if you're in the chat right now, you can see that there's a code that you can text to receive a free Chipotle entree. There's terms as well if you want to go look at that. But yes, I see people opening their phones right now, again, in person to make sure that they can get this number to text. So if you are watching, make sure you go find the Twitch chat, and I'm sure she'll put it in there a couple more times. But there's 1,000 of those codes up for grabs in this first code, so be sure to check it. All right. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Hello there.
What is your name?
Dang.
What's that?
Dang, D-A-N-G.
Fantastic. Where are you from?
The streets of Brooklyn.
Okay. I think not as loud as Queens, but definitely still louder than Long Island. Okay. What do you want to talk about on the show?
I think 100 Thieves is the only NA that's going to leave out of groups.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only 100 Thieves makes
Only
it out of
100
groups.
Thieves.
Why do you think this?
So in 100 Thieves group, I put Gen G and 100 Thieves. I think RNGs is the LPL team that's going to flop. And Flying Oysters. What team is that, right?
Why don't you believe in the other two NA teams?
Because it's just really tough for Cloud9 and EG, especially with Kylie not being there. And the Meteos is a little bit more in the top lane, I believe. So I think it's just someday best top laner in NA. Sorry, everyone. But
Fudge in shambles.
Literally sitting next to
no, I don't want to say.
We're talking about Fudge. We got Dhokla
No.
right here.
Yeah, but
This
I
poor
think
man.
Douglas the most spiciest top laner.
Oh, good save,
His
good
picks,
save.
his plays are very good.
Yeah.
So
This
I
man
just-
is sleep deprived. You
Stably-
should not.
stably
Don't test him.
Yeah.
someday.
Okay.
So that's my opinion of that, and
So
Yeah.
this confuses me, Mark, because when I understand of the world's format is that C9 should have the easier group because they're the first seed from North America. So why is it that the second seed is getting
The easier
group?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
Surely,
because you're on the
Drae has
broadcast.
not made a mistake.
No.
That couldn't happen.
Hey, Dhokla, what do you think of the take?
When I think of 100 Thieves, I feel like they're like capped out in terms of their skill. Like they've had the same roster for a while now, and I think like you can kind of see their peak of what they're like are capable of. Like obviously, I think players can get better over time or like improve throughout the course of like a year. But I feel like 100 Thieves has like a pretty like solid ceiling. Like I think they're definitely good, but I don't think they're good enough to beat RNG consistently. Like maybe in a best of one format, they could maybe sneak out of game, but I feel like there's no element of surprise that the team has. Like you generally like drafting against 100 Thieves, you could almost like pre-plan like everything they're gonna pick. So like top lane's probably gonna be either Aatrox meta or like a tank.
Orange, Szanjnuk,
Yeah, so it's like,
Maokai.
but I feel like having flexibility, especially in a best of one, is really valuable. So you just have that element of surprise in draft where teams have to like prep more scenarios, like and they're just not as prepared when it comes to like a random pick, and they only have 30 seconds. They haven't gone through the draft in that, and you can catch them off guard with that.
Look at this doomer. We invite Dhokla on. He says that they're not going to do it.
Logic.
Well, he might be a little frustrated after hearing the praise for a competitor and knocking him.
He played well. I'm here. He's there. You know.
Yeah. So I think I kind of agree that RNG was surprisingly disappointing over the course of it. I thought like, when the best of fives roll around, like, okay, they lost the best of one to DRX. They're learning the meta, whatever. I didn't really care about that loss. But the game loss to DFM was weird. And then like, okay, well, it's like a Yone mid thing. Maybe they just don't know what they're playing against. And then they were losing game 2 for like the first 15, 20 minutes again. And then they finally like turned it on.
But I would say it's like the way they lost is like really telling of a team if they're good or not. But I think like it took them for a while to lose a game, which is like a strength of a team. Like they don't flop over easily. And I think they definitely found their footing as a like best of 5 win.
So my concern is that no shade to the LJL players, but they are not like world beaters in lane where they're like spanking you. And it feels like not like they're bad mechanically for RNG, but they just don't coordinate well. Like their dives are terrible, like their coordination. And then like mid to late game, they're really, really good. But I'm just worried about in that group. I mean, 100 Thieves is not a fast-paced team, I guess, so maybe that's not the best argument. But like maybe they can turn the pace up because RNG I could just see them losing games at flips through the first 15 minutes of the game if you're willing to just like go all in on a Baron or Dragon fight or
I will say though, adversity in the playing stage is much better to like overcome, So maybe they can use it as a lesson to help them out in groups.
There's a long history of teams struggling in group stage
Yeah.
or play-ins.
Is it a worrying trend?
Yeah, no, it's a good trend. You want to struggle in
Okay,
play-ins
yeah.
and then you get better.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they could use it to their advantage. So I'm still high on RNG, but that's just me.
Have you seen much Flying Oysters? Obviously, our caller has not, but
It was a weird finals. I watched that. I was like,
oh, so you did watch it a little bit.
I did watch it a little bit, and it just didn't feel right at all. It was just sloppy. Everything was sloppy in the end. So
I don't know. I watched them. Gemini and Rest, I think, are really, really, really good. Mission's not too bad. I can see a world where they will test 100 Thieves if 100 Thieves disrespect them and just assume that they're not good.
My biggest concern was, remind me, was summer of last year remote, like the finals? Or did they do it somewhere?
For 100 Thieves?
Yeah, well, when 100 Thieves won.
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying-
they were in studio, but there was no fans.
Right. So this is like my big concern for them is that in high pressure situations, the last two finals they've been on stage in an arena, they just got stomped. So like that is my only nerve for 100T is like it's a great venue, but maybe on the smaller side. So maybe it'll work out. But regardless, it is a lot of pressure, and I don't know how well this team performs like in front of a huge audience. So that's the only big concern that I would have for them. So.
I mean, surely they're going to learn from their losses this time, right?
Clueless.
But surely they get their act together. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, did we lose you? Maybe you hit the mic. Yeah, borrow
Thank you.
Dhoklas. Yeah.
I just think that since it's groups, it's best of ones, I feel like they would do better. In the regular season, in the spring, they were really hot in the back half. So I just think in the group stage, best of ones, they'll do well. And then maybe after groups, things get shaky. Abadage kind of just, yeah, that's the most important.
If they get out of groups, says Dhokla. I
Right.
think, well, here's the only concern I have for you is that you said they always do well in the back half. So if they're going to do well and get out of groups, I expect that it'll be in the second week of groups, and we're going to see them lay a bunch of eggs over the course of the next couple days. So
Well, I mean, I know the first match is against Flying Oysters, so.
yeah, that's a fair
If
point.
that goes bad, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, hopefully they win. Morally, they'll be pumped up
Yeah.
for the rest of the group stage.
Yeah, very good. All right, thank you so much. Anything you want to shout out?
Shout out to Chipotle and Grubhub.
Hey.
And shout out to the New York City League of Legends group.
Yeah, there we go. I've heard about this group. All right, you can pass your microphone back to Dhokla. Hopefully, Mark, do you want to test that one really quickly? Yeah. Okay, it is there. I'm going to pass it back to our production crew. Oh, Drew's got it. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic.
We'll figure
Okay,
out mic sharing situation.
so I think it's time for you to grab one more person.
All right.
And then and we'll do one more call, quote unquote, with Dhokla, and then we will bring on our EG guest, and then after that we'll have Peter on. So that's how things are going to go. All right, off mark goes Dhokla. Do you have any big bold predictions for Worlds this year?
I think Damwon is a bit underrated because I mean they just have 3 world champs on their team. You know, it's like you can't really underrate them. At the same time, they didn't like play well, but you know, Worlds is the time for them to show up. So I'm a bit high on Damwon. Maybe I'm like coping, like relying on their past results, but I think Damwon's kind of a dark horse where people don't really expect them to be even world contenders where they could be. So I think maybe a bold prediction that Damwon goes pretty far in the tournament.
Yeah, very good. We'll see how things go. We have a man in a 100 Thieves hat approaching the stage right now. We might have to. I don't think we've figured out this microphone situation yet. So you have Mark's, and we'll share. So, hello, welcome to the stage. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, where are you from?
I am from Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. Another Queens. Okay. What is your take tonight?
My take is that T1 is going to crap out of groups because the meta changed. It's no longer an engaged meta, and it's more enchanter focused. So they won't perform well, and they won't get out of groups.
Okay, so the meta is going to ruin T1's chances. They're going to bomb out of groups. I will say that I interviewed them this week. There's been a bunch of these hitting my channel. I interviewed them, I guess, last Friday. And I think I haven't seen like a ton of confidence from them and those. So maybe they were struggling. I don't know. But it is an interesting thing. I don't feel like, from the vibes I was getting, it didn't seem, well, on the other hand, I think was it Guma? One of them said they were going to win the whole thing. So hard to say, but we'll see
don't
how
think
things
so.
go. Mark, how about you? I'm going to hand this microphone over.
So I do think play-in showed that the meta was changing back in favor of carry a little bit. Yuumi can still be played, but Lulu's kind of dead. Doesn't seem like there's like the Nami Lucian lane that I did see looked pretty terrible. I think that's gone. So mostly it looks like it's back to engagers. We've seen a lot of Leona, a lot of Nautilus, Alistar. I think top meta is very good for Zeus as well. Zeus, whatever you want to say it. There's a lot of carries that you can play. Owner as well. There is like a duality right now between like, are you the Maokai jungle or are you the Hecarim jungle? It feels like both playstyles can be played, but I think Owner is going to do just fine. I actually think that the meta is fine for T1.
There's rumors about funneling jungle, playing mid lane support and funneling all the gold to your jungle. So
Like straight up Taric E funnel?
Not exactly like that, but like you build a support item after your first core, and then you just funnel jungle like after your first core item, and just build a support item.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Please no. What do you think?
Don't
Dhokla?
be leak.
I mean, I will say like Owner is definitely a jungler that you would want to funnel. Like his mechanics are outstanding, and he can carry the game. So I don't think T1 would struggle in a meta if it's like that. Just my opinion, though.
I'm sad that you did not get to play against Zeus in Champs Q yet.
Yeah, I didn't get to play against him in Korea as well.
Did you
so,
watch
yeah.
any of the streams with him?
I've been watching all the streams like in between the queue. I'm like,
Yeah.
just playing against him, and I haven't been. So
Dude, the React
yeah.
Andy meta of everyone trying to open up other streams in their queue times, and then everyone's opening streams of other people trying to open streams. It's been so funny.
It's pretty funny.
How do you think that T1's going to do?
I think T1 will do just fine. I think they'll easily make it to quarters, and then depending on who they draw from there, it'll get a bit dicey. But I think they should be comfortable in their group. And yeah, I mean, I think their carries are extremely good. Like Gumayushi is like, I wouldn't say on par with like Ruler, but he's like just a tier below him, right? And
You don't think he's been? People have been saying that he's been struggling a little bit recently.
I don't know. Like when I'm watching in CQ, he's like you can just tell by like the way they're playing. Like he's like really hard to kill as an AD carry, and he's like maximum damage output. Like so, it's just like two like attributes to AD carry that you really would like to have as a player. So I think he fits that bill, and I think he'll do pretty well if it's like an AD carry funnel meta.
So here's what I'll give credit to you: is Group A is crazy. You just like C9 always seems to find a way. You have Jensen as well. They're a pretty stacked roster. Fnatic, I don't think are like an incredible team and how they work together, but like Humanoid and Upset are crazy carries. And Hilly, I don't know if they're gonna go Rux or Hilly, probably Hilly, but like he's an insane player as well. And so while I don't think Fnatic can I don't think they should be expected to get out of the group. I'd probably put them last in the group, but they're good enough that they can take games off anyone if like they just flip an early game well. And I think that they can absolutely do that. Razork is really good about camping lanes early on and like trying to get an advantage for someone. So like I don't think that they're gonna go I say they're gonna get last in the group. I think it's close. 2-4 C9 the tiebreaker or something like that, and then maybe they beat someone else. I don't know. Group A feels like anything could happen.
Yeah,
to me.
I will say Humanoid looked really good in plans, but I think the level of competition wasn't as good as it will be in group stage. So I don't expect him to have like a dominant lead like every single game that he's had. So it'll be interesting to see like where else they can get their advantages from consistently.
Back to our audience members' point. Any concerns about? Do you think the meta could at all impact T1?
I'm not sure. I feel like the meta is like pretty solid. Maybe there's these like couple of teams trying to like cheese the meta or like trying to find out new ways to go about it. But I don't think there's be a big twist. But I mean, at least from CQ, maybe probably no one's going to play that meta.
Aatrox? Team
Okay,
over
that's
Aatrox,
not a counter pick. I don't know why. That was like the matchup you don't want to pick into if you're a team of player. But yeah, that's not the meta.
Any rebuttal to any of this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting groups. We're going to have to wait and find out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm surprised you didn't have a 100 Thieves take given your hat.
Honestly, I don't think 100 Thieves is going to do too well. I think.
Oh.
I love 100 Thieves, obviously. I love 100 Thieves, obviously. I think they would have done better if they would have gone through play-ins. They would have gotten the reps in, but they didn't. So they don't have the practice, so they're not going to perform as well, is my opinion. But I'm still rooting for them. I'm going to see them tomorrow, and whoever's out here tomorrow, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Very good. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out my boy Joel, who couldn't make it here. I want to shout out my cousin Brian, who I ran into for the first time in like 3 years since I've seen him. And my boy Simon, he's living a real life harem.
Very good.
That's it.
Thank you so much for coming on, and hope to see you at Worlds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you
good.
guys.
Awesome. Okay, so we are going to say goodbye to Dhokla for now. I do want to have you come back up later on, so just listen for your name.
Yep.
But anything you want to say to anybody before we say goodbye to you for your official appearance?
No, I think the New York crowd will be extremely energetic and positive towards like North America. So I feel like 100 Thieves will have that energy like towards them instead of like against them, like in a negative way. So I feel like they'll be uplifted, and I mean, New York crowd's like really exciting and brings a lot of energy. So I'm really looking forward to also being part of that as well.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll grab you later on in the show for a fun little thing. Okay. Big round of applause. We have a member of Evil Geniuses here from the management side. Yes, he's ready to come up. He's coming around right now, the bend, and he's going to be on in just a second.
Why don't you intro him while he's making his way up?
Well, I'm
here?
going to see if I
Explain
can
who he
test
is.
the. Do we want to try the microphone again? Let's give it a try. We're going to see. Everybody, prepare yourselves for pain if this goes poorly. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. How do you turn the? You press and hold. You press and hold. It's not. It's not. Oh, there we go. Hello. Hello. Oh, still no. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go back to three mic. We're going to go back to three microphones. This is the fun of Hotline League. Oh. Try it. I mean, we're trying it now. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, fantastic. So we have a, we'll save this for the audience member in a second. You can hold on to it. Okay, hello and welcome to the show, Andrew.
Yes, thanks for having me, Travis.
Yes.
How are you?
What is your gamer tag again? It's Night Fiend, right?
Night Fiend, that's the old one from WoW Classic, 10 years ago. Just haven't changed it, so.
Yes. What is your role within Evil Geniuses?
So I'm our Director of Athletics here at EG, in charge of Valorant, League of Legends, Dota 2, and Rocket League.
Fantastic. So, any Evil Geniuses fans in the crowd? Isn't that crazy? Because you've been at EG how long?
Since the end of 2019. So it came on right when we entered the LCS.
And at any point in time before 22, did you ever hear anything like that when people said any Evil Geniuses fans in the crowd?
No, absolutely not. We had no fans back then. So I'm glad we've grown our fandom.
What you're saying is they're all bandwagoners, is what you...
Maybe we're getting there, but we're trying our best to grow the audience. So.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so hey, how's the team doing? How was play-ins? Give us sort of, for everybody here, what the heck is going on with Evil Geniuses behind the scenes? Are they imploding?
So we're not imploding. Good news there.
Great.
So
Fantastic.
Mexico was great. We had a great time there. Everything was fantastic. Venue, hotel, everything. So we got good practice in versus all the play-ins teams. I think we'll be coming into groups pretty strong, so that'll be exciting. We've got practice. So we're excited for groups. It'll be an awesome time.
The match versus Mad Lions, I think a lot of people are curious. How was the team's atmosphere over the course of it? Because game one, I was casting this. I was in the pregame lobby. No one said anything. It was very respectful. I think there might have been a couple good lucks, have funs, Game two lobby, JoJo instantly starts talking mad shit. And then by game three, he was the most vocal I've ever seen a player. Legitimately, NBA trash talk levels. I'm like, what? Did you see this behind the scenes as well? Where it's nervous energy game one into oh, we're gonna kill these guys.
No, I mean, I think with our team, we're very outspoken. I think everyone has learned that at that point. For all the players that come into EG, I want them to be outspoken. I want them to build a brand, and that is something that's really important not only to EG, but even the league itself. And so when we get to see that type of energy from our players, I encourage it. I love it. I want them to talk shit. I want them to get in the heads of the other team, and I think, it served well. So happy to see it.
Here, I think this mic's a little quiet on stream, so let's try the other one. Mark is coming back. So we're gonna grab something from the audience, but I don't know if you have anything you want to finish the thought, Mark.
No, I'm trying to use the quietest one because I trust me more than the audience.
Okay,
no
very
offense,
good.
audience, but
There we go. Whatever, it's fine. So we're gonna go grab something. So is this the EG take moment? You think?
this is the EG take moment. You
Okay.
already know you're coming up here.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, okay, that was very easy. Wow, you're
He was a
queuing
little
them
bit-
up.
Well, I knew he was the EG guy. I asked him one of the first takes, and I said, all right, well, we'll
Gotcha.
save it for Ian.
Okay, hello and welcome to the show. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Treethan.
Treethan.
Yeah.
It's Treethan.
Oh, okay. This is a notable individual from much of my content. Okay, welcome to the show.
Hello.
You called in. When was the last time you called in? It was recent, right?
Yeah, I think Raz was on.
Yeah, okay, so I think maybe like 2 weeks ago or something.
Something like that.
So where are you visiting from?
I live in the area, but Jersey City, you guys can boo if you want.
Yeah, there it is. The booze to the Jersey City.
I can't afford New York. I'm sorry.
Priced out. Okay, what do you want to talk about on the show tonight?
I think EG is going to win every single game against G2 in groups.
Oh! Now, when you say every single game,
There's two, but
there's two.
Yeah, two.
Well, you think they're going to 2-0, which is like winning a best of 3, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it. So that's a best of series. Why do you think this?
I think that JoJo is better than Caps at this point. He grew a lot since MSI.
Oh boy.
You can boo
Okay.
me now when I'm right.
Wasn't there a
though.
Reddit thread that was like somebody talking?
Well, it's because I think was it not Inspired who said that he's kind of like baby.
It was
Caps or
Inspired,
something?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's been a little bit of community conversation about JoJo as baby Caps, anyways. So.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so you just think it'll all come down to mid lane.
100%.
Okay, and it's JoJo beating Caps. All right.
I love the gumption by
Yes.
JoJo. 100%. JoJo's gonna gap him.
Is JoJo already better than Caps, Andrew?
I think he's getting there. He's almost there. I don't want to feed his ego too much, but for me, I would say JoJo can absolutely be one of the best players in the world, and that is what we're pushing him to become. Absolutely.
How much have the community narratives been a part of your team environment, such as the 0-6 heading into this event against EU, then dropping to Fnatic, it was 0-7. You guys were able to beat that streak, but you still haven't beaten G2 this year. You end up in the group with them again. Is this something that they're circling the games on the calendar, like we finally get revenge versus G2, or is it kind of like just another game to them?
It's just another game for us, honestly. We keep all that noise outside the practice room and whatnot. That's something we really try to do a good job of. Obviously, it's sitting in the back of our mind. But when it comes down to it, we know what type of team we are, and we know we can take on anyone in Europe, and we have no fears against really any of the teams out there.
So I know that you guys have already had success against G2 earlier this year because you got into Valorant and they didn't. So how much is that giving you confidence against them at Worlds?
We definitely send some more L's G2's way. So
Okay.
that is the plan.
Fantastic. Okay, so what do you think, Mark? Is JoJo going to style on Caps and that will lead to a 2-0 victory over against G2?
I mean, I liked Andrew's reserve take about he's not quite there. I think in the right matchup, he can get the better of him because Caps is also a coin flippy player who's not going to back down. So if you ever do set Silas, I'm sure Caps is going to be very happy to try and style right back. So there's a world where, for a single game, I think JoJo can get the better of him. I still think Caps is a better player overall. For me, the G2 bot lane was incredible at MSI, much better than I thought they would be, and it felt like a bit of a step down for summer for them. Playoffs, they were starting to do better as well. The G2 picked up their form in playoffs. They had the choke versus Rogue, but like I said, I think that was more just a bad day, bad meta read. Malrang got in their heads. Malrang was just crapping on them. So I don't know, but I do think it's I actually don't even think it'll come down to mid in a lot of ways. I think it's more likely that Inspire gets knocked out of the game by mid jungle, I guess is how I'd say. I actually care a lot more about how they play together because they work so good against Mad. Inspired and JoJo were absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think across the board it'll be a team effort, honestly. When we were playing against them in MSI, they were never a team that we really feared. I think so many of those games were extremely close. And so I think it's why we're honestly very excited to be in a group with G2 because we feel we need a sense of revenge against them. And so that is an opponent we're very excited. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of banter online about it as well from all of our players. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
All right, so I'm very curious because we saw, I feel like, 2 different versions of Impact in play-ins. Are we fully into the international Impact meta, or should we feel confident now that he's washed that all out?
We're good with Impact. Sometimes he takes some time to warm up, but honestly, Impact always shows up when we need him to. So I have no fears about Impact.
Fantastic. What anything you want to do while I fill and fix the laptop issue?
The laptop.
Yes.
So I have a question about the rest of the group. So obviously you're going to 2-0 G2. What do you think about oh my God, you have
JDG.
80 G and
Damn one.
M1. How do you feel about those two?
Those are pretty good teams. We'll be honest about
We're
that.
kind of talking about potentially the scrap at the bottom of the table here. What about getting out of groups and whatnot?
No, I think it'll be very exciting to see our players match up against China and Korea, respectively, obviously. So, when we go into these matchups, what's really important is, what are we going to learn from them? How are we going to get better? How are we going to improve? And I think, that is something we do very well at, adapting over time. And I think what benefits, probably weaker teams going into groups and whatnot are the best of ones. And so really it comes down to your preparation, how you draft, how you prepare properly. So that is something we're going to be taking into account going into tomorrow versus JDG.
Fantastic. Treethan, thank you so much for making it. It's really cool to have you on the show. I love doing events like this because it's just awesome to be able to have.
Know what he looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Regretfully.
Anything you want to shout out?
Anyone who needs players who want pizza recommendations, Paulie G's and Queens is fantastic.
All right, fantastic. I prefer Chipotle, but thank you, and we'll catch you next time. Oh yeah, Mark, you want to grab that? Okay, fantastic. All right, so I think can grab one more audience member if that makes sense, Mark.
Sure.
And then we can bring on, I guess, the main attraction, as it were. He's somewhere back there. I don't know where. Listening to all these takes and groaning. All right, so Andrew, how's New York been for the team? I mean, when did you guys get in? Because you were just in Mexico City, right?
Yeah, we got in last night. We're here today. We did tech check, features, all that good stuff, and we got our first match tomorrow. So we haven't been here long.
Okay. Is there any concern about is this a moment when NA can continue to use the jet lag excuse or something? I mean, obviously all the travel's a lot right before you go on stage, right?
Yeah, there's going to be no jet lag excuses, none of that. I would say something that I probably think about would be the difference perhaps in meta between what's going on in Mexico City versus what is already developing in New York City. So that'll be something to see as, what happens over the course of time here in New York.
Yeah. No, I'm sure competition is going to be very different from play-ins into groups. So come on down, our friendly audience member.
You think he's friendly? This is the first antagonistic take of the night. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Andrew, but
we've
been playing
great.
nice.
Can't
We've
wait.
been playing very nice with our guests.
Hello. What is your name?
My name is Fabian.
And where are you from?
Right here, Chinatown, New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you just walk down the street and showed up?
Yeah. Did you just walk over?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're welcome for planning our event in your backyard.
Honestly, thank you so much. And already preemptive shout out to OS. Best place in New York.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, okay. So what is your take?
So my take is that outside of no NA teams making it out of groups, EG making it out of groups is the worst case scenario for NA. Why do I say that? I really love a lot of things about EG. You seem like a nice guy. I love a lot of the players, but at the end of the day, I think their branding is pretty bad. They're called evil geniuses. I'm pretty unimpressed by the shop, by just the jerseys. The jerseys are really bad.
Oh my God.
You don't like the Ninja Turtles?
My point being that if we're trying to get new people to take League seriously and to enjoy this game, we kind of need to, put our best foot forward and look good. I think 100 Thieves is leading League in that regard. C9, not that great either, to be honest. They look like they sell software, but...
hey, Microsoft Teams or whatever they're sponsored by.
That makes it so much worse, by the way. But that's my take.
All right. So just like to remind everyone that Andrew is the director of athletics, not involved in marketing or merchandise.
You are doing an amazing job.
I don't really
job,
do
by
the marketing and stuff.
You're doing an awesome job because clearly, well, actually, I don't know what you do for your job, but you're not doing branding.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing the branding.
This is brutal. Welcome to our show, Andrew. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you. I'm
all the
happy
way
to be
down here to get flamed.
No, it's not him, he said.
Yeah, exciting. Okay.
Well, so do you agree, Travis? This is one that's more up your alley. We've done a lot of analysis, but what about the branding angle?
Well, did anybody watch the Ovally video that just came out? It was the HE hype video. What did you think of that?
Okay, she did a good job. She always does a good job, and Nicole is actually really, really good for League in so many ways. Like, I think having like a woman who's like a leader and as charismatic as she is like actually huge for this game. But they're called evil geniuses. Like, come on, like just like change, do a rebrand.
What would you like to see from evil geniuses that you're not seeing?
I would like them to take their like store a lot more seriously. I think they try to do content that's like actually pretty good, but it's like the fundamental, like they made an original sin, right? And that is like they don't have good design and good like graphic design and good naming, and like that stuff makes it harder for like when somebody says like, oh, like your favorite esport is League of Legends, like who's the best team? And it's like, oh, evil geniuses, like just doesn't sound too good, to be honest.
I mean, okay, here's where I'm at on this.
Unlike 100 Thieves.
I think I think EG. So wait, you don't even like the name Evil Geniuses?
I hate it.
It is an original. It's an original name. It's been around since 2002.
I feel like Evil Geniuses is that's a good name. Like if
It's
you're
not as,
if you're
like,
disappointed
sleek.
in the branding, I feel like it's because they don't live up to the name, how good the name is.
Cloud9 sounds so good, like 100T, like literally anybody else, even FlyQuest, even Dignitas, like
Team Liquid.
like
You
rest
think-
in peace Dignitas, like.
Oh yeah, this is not a popular take. Okay.
I also disagree with this take because I feel like even beyond just like org branding, the players on this team are phenomenal. Vulcan on Twitter is hilarious. Inspired's pretty hilarious. Obviously, JoJo talks mad shit. Like they're a team that if they get out of groups, like the Twitter will be on fire. And like that kind of stuff, I understand what you're saying. You want more out of the org a little bit. I mean, okay, fair enough. But the players themselves, who are what most people are connecting with, I think are very good players for that.
Are your players evil geniuses, Andrew?
Evil genius. I mean, yes and no. You know, we can go back.
some more evil, some more genius.
We can go back and forth on that. But
Yeah.
you know, what I would recommend, I would take a look at the EG case files that we put out this summer. I think that was a very well produced series. I think Frenzy, shouting out them a little bit. They did a phenomenal job with that series. I would recommend that you take a look at that. And then, obviously always we can improve. And so, that is something we'll strive to do no matter what. But I would really agree with Travis and Mark over here. Our players have really put forth, a good effort to put forth their brands. And I think that is what's really extremely important to me, that all these players take part in the community and just activate with themselves.
I can't disagree with that, to be honest. Like, I think the players are awesome and do more than and maybe the org's enabling them, right? But like they do more than probably most teams in a lot of ways. So I can definitely agree with that.
Andrew, Vulcan recently tweeted, "Suck my dick, EU." I'd like to ask officially on the record, did Riot fine him for that tweet?
On the record, we did not get fined. So that was great. But we did get a warning. So Vulcan, you cannot do that.
You get one SMD per group stage.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. I thought that was a very.
I saw that one. I was like, oh, God. I'm gonna get the message from Riot.
He had that queued up, right? Like, because he had the whole video and everything.
We had it queued. I mean, we went into the day knowing we're gonna stomp Mad Lions, so we were not worried about it.
He also worked in a pause too to keep that. There was one pause in the series because just keep that going. Every time.
When the pause happened, I was like, don't tell me that was us.
Okay, so the only thing I will agree with you is I don't like the jerseys. Okay, anything you want to shout out here at the end?
Yeah, so shout out Chinatown, shout out OS. Grubhub, by the way, I got my dinner today here from Grubhub, which is great. And then shout out Is It Time, my group chat that we play League together on. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Shout out you guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much. All right, Andrew, we're also going to say goodbye to you. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody out there before your team takes the stage over the next couple of days?
No, just appreciate all the fans, appreciate our sponsors, appreciate Travis' sponsors. So thank you for coming out and supporting us. We had lots of fans in Mexico as well. So no, again, we appreciate the support. Hopefully we can get out of groups and continue to do NA proud.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. I believe it is time. Where are you, Peter?
Play the entrance music.
Yeah, we don't have entrance music for Peter. We probably should have,
music.
but Peter Peng is in the bathroom? He's in the back room. Okay. Yes, you should go get him because it's time.
God, is that Doublelift's music?
Yes.
We don't have it.
All right, we're all just gonna wait patiently, and then whenever it sounds like he's coming, I will just pretend that's the moment I announced him, and we'll all go along with
I
it.
saw
Okay.
a door open.
Yeah. No, he's going. It's going in the back. All right, we're gonna get the signal, and we're productions. Oh, and guess what, everybody? We're announcing Doublelift is coming to the show right now.
Everyone cheer!
Oh. Perfectly planned. Oh, he's coming from the side area. Okay. His entrance
Did
is.
you want him here?
Yeah,
Or do
no,
you
he,
want him
he can
away?
he can sit in the guest spot. Or
Okay.
that
I
other
don't know.
spot. There we go.
You have a
Hello.
seat preference?
Welcome, Peter. Yes. Okay.
What's up?
What's up?
Hello. Welcome to the show. Do you guys
How's it
know
going?
Doublelift? He was a former pro player in the
Shut
LCS.
the
You got your cheers were almost as loud as Queens, New York. Okay. Welcome to the show, Peter. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been waiting in the back room for an hour, anticipating this. So it better be good.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it. How are you enjoying New York so far?
Actually, it's way nicer than I expected. I don't know. People said that it was gonna be like, hell yeah. Actually, New York, like, the food is really good. It's the most like alive city I've ever experienced. I'm like walking around. There's like people playing ball and stuff. It's really sick. It's really sick. It's really unique.
You haven't got the guy peeing on the side of a building yet? I got
No,
that in
no
my
one's
first
pissed on
5
me yet.
minutes. Walking past someone, I got it. I was like, great. Welcome to New York. I'm feeling it.
Well, we were talking a little bit before this. When was the last time you were in New York?
I was here for 2015 MSI or MSG, the finals where we like beat TSM. That was cool. But I didn't get to experience it at all. Like the only thing we did was go out for pizza. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like that's like one tiny part of it.
And really, you should have been going out for Chipotle. Okay, so
oh my bad. Yes, for Chipotle. Oh, good save.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Mark, I don't know if you have.
Well, I was gonna say we haven't had you on the show before. I want to pick in a while, but I want to pick your brain about play-ins. How much were you watching it? Who was impressing you? What were your overall thoughts on play-ins so far?
Oh, I was literally watching every single game. I was like live viewing it. So play-ins, man, I think JoJo is really insane. Like I think for a little bit he was like the super hot rookie who might be the best mid laner, and then he kind of had like a whatever summer split, and then now I can say far and away he's the best mid in NA. He's really really good, and I think him and Inspired, if they continue to play like that, they actually have like a real chance in groups. But I don't want to jinx them, right? I don't want to jinx them, but they're really really insane. Like that mid jungle combo, like they literally stomped Mad Lions. So I think that's really good. I mean that's on the NA side. I think play-ins, I don't know. It's just so many games. It's too many games. So sometimes it just becomes a lot of mush. But
We had a person who came up here earlier, an audience member, who said that JoJo is better than Caps.
Okay, that guy's. Where are you at? Where's that? Where's that?
Stand up. Name and shame.
This man right here.
Yo, dude, pass the copium.
Okay, so how do you feel about NA's? This is a great moment because all these people love you. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to crush all that. How do you feel about NA's chances of getting out of groups?
I just got finished talking about that with someone else. I think they asked me that question. I said the chance of NA making out of groups is above 0.
All right.
But not by much. Yeah, I don't want to be like super negative Nancy, right? I mean, it's cooler when it's an underdog story. So it's like, oh my God, we have like a 50% chance of making it out of groups, and it's like kind of lame. But if you have a 1% chance that it happens, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think the gap between NA and Eastern teams is like, it's gotten slightly bigger over time, but not so much where we have like flat out 0. I think it's obviously possible.
Yeah.
We had a couple callers talk about DRX and RNG coming through play-ins. I don't know if they changed in your mind after watching them, because like RNG's MSI champs, everyone's like they're gonna be an incredible 4th seed, but then they dropped a game to DFM, they dropped to DRX. Like, do you think that they should be scared? Like, people should be scared of them in group stage?
Well, I mean, RNG's still scary, you know? Like, I think pretty much the main difference between the really, really insane teams and the ones that's below them and still really good, still world class, but like not really like favorites to win worlds is just consistency. Because you need to play like, I don't know, let's just say like every team is a score of 100, right? Like, and the best teams play like a 90 or 95 like every single game, no matter what. Even at their worst game, they're playing at a 90 because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Like, you need to play consistently to make it out of groups, and then in a best of 5, like, just you wake up one day, you're playing kind of like trash that day. That really sucks for you because you're probably gonna lose a BO5. But the ones below them, it's like, yeah, you'll drop a game to DFM, you'll drop a game here and there. So I don't think RNG's peak is like that much lower than JDG Top Esports and EDG's peak. I just think they, like, when they're playing bad, they're playing like really bad by comparison.
Yeah, very good. All right, is it time to go grab audience members?
I have one more.
Yes, go for it.
Peter-centric question. Champions Queue, how you been enjoying it? Right when T1 players joined, I was watching your stream, and it was like the most try-hard, like...
I was sweating my balls off, yeah.
Dude, you were carrying on Caitlyn. I think you ended up losing that game, but like just watching, I was like, oh my god, these comms are like close to like scrim comms. Like people are actually try-harding.
Yeah.
And then I immediately watched Brance's stream right after with Spico, and he had like the 30 bomb game.
Oh, that was so funny.
And it was a complete opposite.
Yeah,
it
it was a clown show.
What are your thoughts on Champions Queue so far?
No, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool when like the fans get to see either like streamers like me or just like their favorite players playing against international competition in like a solo queue environment. It's basically the closest thing you'll get to streamed scrims. But it sucks because I mean, I don't have to, but I'm not allowed to stream Champions Queue during Worlds. It's like against the rules. So I have to stream Worlds basically, and then I'm not able to play Champions Queue against like the international competition as much. But I think it's really sick. I mean, I think people really like those streams. So yeah, if they like it, just give them more.
I'm with you. I'd love to watch more.
All right, we're creating a new rule because apparently these microphones are not doing as well as the red and, I don't know, silver one. So we're gonna just go with these. This is
I think this one's okay.
Chat.
This is the one that's a little buggy, so I'll just stick
Twitch
with
chat. Let us know if Mark's mic right now is working okay. But otherwise we can share. Anyway, you want to go grab a?
I will go grab
member?
a caller.
Okay, fantastic. Off Mark goes to grab the caller.
Yo, is that a dessert cosmetic or what?
It's no, it was brought by Grubhub earlier. There's also Chipotle stuff here on stage.
Did you already like dig in, or what's going on?
You trying to grab some?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Okay, very good. Oh, we've got our first audience member up here right now. Okay.
I'm trolling. I can't eat right now.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm gonna discuss the audience. I can't do that.
So, hello and welcome to the show. Why don't you pass this microphone over to? There we go. Hello. What is your name?
My name is Dylan.
Dylan. Where are you from?
I'm from Westchester, New York. I live in Brooklyn right now.
Westchester, New York. You live in Brooklyn right now.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Fantastic. Wait, you live where this guy's getting married?
Yes,
Earlier.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Do you have any advice for him on?
Are you marrying him?
No.
I mean, he's not bad looking, so.
You can get the microphone a little closer. You're a little soft.
Sure thing,
Okay.
sure
So yeah, any places where you think he should have his after party for his wedding?
Not Austining.
Oh,
I'll say
no.
that. I don't really have anywhere.
You don't know. Okay, that's fine. All right. So what do you want to talk about on the show tonight?
So my take is that Fudge will be the reason that C9 gets out of groups this year.
Fudge will be the reason C9 gets out of groups.
Yes.
Why?
I think that his sort of self-imposed like redemption arc is giving him a lot of confidence. I think I've also never seen a C9 game where Fudge is the reason they've lost. And I also think that C9 is probably one of the most flexible teams in draft, and that's going to give them a huge advantage in the group stage.
C9. So you said C9 is very flexible in draft. Do you think that's because of Fudge? Because you said Fudge is the reason.
I think Fudge and Jensen are the two most flexible, and yeah, pretty much. That's
All right.
I've heard from a lot of pros that Fudge is the most flexible top. Yeah, he's actually onto something there.
I mean,
he can play everything basically. Fudge can play.
He's so flexible. He played a completely different role this year.
I know.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He hasn't played as much Aatrox, I'm pretty sure, but he has played all of the meta counters.
All
And
the
I'm
meta
sure
counters
He has a
Aatrox.
lot more in his pocket, so
Okay.
that's probably going to give him a big
Very
edge.
good. Twitch chat, let me know if you guys can hear our audience member. He's a little quiet. Okay. Mark, you want to address this?
Sure. I think obviously Zeus is crazy, and that's probably the one that I'm most immediately concerned about. But I can see a world against like Flandre and Wonder where he is able to get the better of them.
Wait, that's his group?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's fucked. No, he's fucked.
All right, well, that just killed any momentum I was trying to build.
my bad.
No, you're good. I think like Flonger's really, really good, but he strikes me always more of like the impact mold of like being insane, but not just like through individual domination, like always knowing how to spread his lead around and be a crazy team player. Wonder has been pretty flippy from what I saw in playoffs. Like there's times where he's absolutely smurfing. I think he led Europe's tops in CSD at 15 in playoffs, but there were also games where he just did nothing. And so like to this point about flexibility, if there's a counter pick that Fudge can take, or if one of them tries to slam a counter pick and he can play like a neutralizing matchup, because he can, I think, do both sides of weak side or being strong side to that point. I can see a world where he can help. Someone's got to step up. I mean, it's that or like the Berserker time bomb, I guess, are like probably the two biggest things working in their favor.
I think Berserker's stable enough in the bot lane to where Sven's inexperience on the like meta supports right now probably will be covered up. And I also think that whichever team loses the EDG T1 matchup will also drop a game to C9, which will help their chances a lot.
Okay, I tried to take the positive angle. Why is Fudge not going to get it done against those guys?
I mean, like, is your point like that C9 is actually going to make it out of groups, or that if they do, it'll be because of Fudge?
Why not both? I mean, I think I don't think Fnatic has a chance, honestly.
Interesting. I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think C9 is going to make it out, but I think if they do, and you're coping about them making it out, then I think it's possible that Fudge is the reason, because he's pretty insane. For me, he's the best top, and he's the hardest to play against and draft against. And then I'd say number 2 is like up in the air. For a lot of people, it's probably Impact, because he's like a rock. But yeah, no, he's our best top laner. I think it's cool that he's like native. I mean, he's from Australia. We'll take it. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, so is he going to be the reason why they make it out? Yeah, he's pretty nuts. I again, though, like, if you spend your entire year, 99% of your life, like playing against NA top laners, and then you go international, usually you get your head caved in like 24/7. So I think the skill gap is kind of hard for him to deal with. But we'll see. He's a good player. He's really strong.
The one thing working in his favor, too, was a 2020 MSI. He looked pretty good. When that C9 roster was booming to Pentanet, it was like Fudge on an island kind of getting it done.
Yeah.
So I can see maybe that happens. I'm way more concerned about the rest of the map because it's fucking disgusting with Viper, Upset,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how things go, but I'm really hopeful. I mean, C9, I feel like coming out of finals, there was a ton of hype for how good C9 looked. Setting aside the group and you think their chances of getting out, how good do you think C9 is? Do you think they deserve the hype that they had after that finals?
Well, C9 won LCS in like the perfect meta for them. I think that sounds like I'm not giving them enough credit, but usually the team that wins LCS, the meta is like pretty good for them. It's just the way that the game works. Like, for example, Sven in his post-game interview, he said that like support is so easy for him. He just has to be a cheerleader. That's because the champs that he's playing is like Yuumi and Lulu and Soraka. So you literally are just a cheerleader. Now the support meta is different, right? Like support is more of a carry role. Like you're playing engage. Like your specific individual skill matters like way more. Also, I would say that before when they win LCS, mid meta is perfect for Jensen. It's control mages. He can play like Ori, Azir, Victor, and just chill. He can play Ahri. Stuff that is like not very punishing to play. When I was playing with Jensen, he's obviously one of my most dear teammates, but melee mids is not really his thing. So I think the meta is pretty bad for C9 if I had to. Oh, also the last thing is it's tank jungle meta, like Sedge and Maokai. That's really not Blabber's style at all. Like Blabber plays carry stuff. So it is just unlucky. It's unlucky. Our first seed is like, you guys might expect them to play the best, but in my opinion, they're going to be in the worst position because the meta just doesn't suit literally any of their players' styles at all. I mean, except for Fudge. I think he's really good. I think 100 Thieves and who's the other? EG. EG will have better showings because, especially EG, because they've got to play in play-ins, like play on stage in a new meta for a few weeks. Yeah, I don't have the highest hopes for C9. Dude, their group sounds doomed. I had no idea. Holy shit.
All right, very good. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Anything
for
you want
having
to
me.
shout out here at the end?
Yeah, I want to shout out my girlfriend, the Bean Boys back at home, and myself for working on my first ever fashion show that made it to New York Fashion Week.
Hey, congratulations. Normally when people shout themselves out, it's a little more tacky, but that's actually pretty cool. So congratulations. Anyway, thank you so much. Hope to see you at Worlds.
Thanks for having me.
We'll catch you next time.
Thank you, Chad.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We have a frequent Hotline League caller making it to the show. Peter, do you know who this man is?
No, I don't watch your show. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. He's actually I actually think he might be the second. I'm probably gonna piss off some media, but I think he might be the second biggest outlet in North America for esports media. But it's all on TikTok.
What?
Yeah, his name is
Bro.
David
Szanjnuk. David Szanjnuk. It's
Dude, I'm pushing.
Even Unforgiven got it right. Come on.
Anyway,
I'm 29, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I mean,
Not
I'm,
using
20, I'm
TikTok.
28. You actually just passed me on TikTok a few days ago in terms of followers. Like you
Me?
now have one of the highest in the league scene.
Doublelift.
I don't even. I literally don't have TikTok downloaded. That's all my like social media guy.
I was
Dude,
about
I
to
don't.
say, you
I literally don't have it downloaded, bro.
Beat by a bot.
You're
no.
getting owned by a ghost.
I don't have the hands for it.
All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself right now.
My name is David Szanjnuk. I create League of Legends TikTok content that is primarily focused on the hopium angle and positivity towards the LCS and trying to grow the game at a grassroots organic level.
So you are in many ways the antithesis to what Peter does on his co-streams every week, I think.
Yo, bro, I have hopium. I'm just not delusional.
All right, and where are you joining us from?
From Hell's Kitchen, New York City.
Hell's Kitchen, New York City. There we go. Okay, very good. Very close. Are you
that
gonna
a-
walk to the Worlds every day?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like a 10-minute walk at most.
Wait, is that a real place?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Hell's Kitchen is like the area right next to Broadway.
I will
where most of
defend
your
Doublelift
theaters
here, dude. When I first
That sounds
watched,
super troll.
when I first watched Daredevil, I was like, oh, it's a made-up part of New York that they did for the show, and then it's a real part. I found out like a year later when that originally aired. So
And it's not named after Gordon Ramsay?
No.
Like, actually not?
You can also, if you can get your microphone pretty close, David, when you talk.
Yep.
All right, what is your take?
My take is that all three North American teams are going to make it out of groups. And I know you guys know the game better than I do. I will never claim to say that. But there's one thing that I know better than all three of you, and that is Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater. I know you have not played. You played in the traditional Madison Square Garden. But Hulu Theater has a lower ceiling that will allow fans to have more of a say in the audience than it ever has before. And combined with JoJo's trash talking, like C9, I'm not going to say anything on that. They defy logic and find a way out. 100 Thieves has arguably the easiest route with RNG not looking great in play-ins, or at least lower than the expected skill ceiling. And JoJo's trash talk, combined with the fact that Korean and Chinese teams are not ready to get the ever-living shit booed out of them every single time that they step on stage, will flip the mental edge that will allow EG to get out of groups.
All right. I think in this moment, are we good, Perry? Okay, I think this is our official Chipotle hot take of the night, because it doesn't get any hotter than this. So congratulations, you have won yourself a Chipotle entree. Daniel will get you hooked up afterwards, but it's a big moment, I think, for this.
when you say fans have like more access in some ways, are they going to be able to unplug the computers of their opponents?
They can't unplug the computers, but if they can't grab their mice because their hands are shaking too much, like Faker was when he faced G2 in 2019, there's nothing they can do.
Peter?
Dude, no shot. The fans are gonna be booing Faker. That would be so messed up. There's no way. Although I've heard some pretty funny stuff. I remember, totally unrelated. I'm not even gonna address the take at this point. Totally unrelated. I remember like I forgot what it was called. Oh yeah. Like an LCK team was playing at Worlds in Shanghai, and they called it the Shanghai Library because when they were winning, it was like dead quiet. I thought that was so funny. So I hope it's not a library there. That's all I'm saying.
I can promise you it will not be.
All right.
There's been a couple famous libraries, Busan Library as well. But I feel like it was Chicago where they booed. I don't remember who it was on stage.
I think it was Samsung or Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samsung, yeah. So I don't know. They've been booed before, and I think they did just fine in that quarterfinals, if I remember.
I'm not a big fan of Americans booing foreign teams because they're gonna, dude. Come on, like we need to win. Like we can't be like the rude, like super BM fan base. That's just so messed up.
I know you said you love New York, but that's one thing that you're gonna have to get used to
East
when
Coast
being on the East Coast.
is-
Really, like New York people like just boo the away team, like Permo?
Yes,
Yeah.
well, that's not even just New York. That's a Boston. That's a Philly.
I was about to say,
that's
I'm
everybody on the
originally
East
from
Coast.
Boston, and now I'm in LA, so I think I'm probably pretty hated in New York. And yeah, we booed the shit out of the Knicks and Lakers.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you, at the end of the day, when a North American team is on stage, we as fans have an obligation to aim for the stars, even if we're only going to land on the moon or hell, not even get off the ground. It does not matter. Let me ask you this: when you played at any Worlds or MSI, did you go in with the expectation that you could win it, even if you knew in the back of your mind that you couldn't?
Well, I mean, yeah, of
So
course.
why would we not have that same expectation as fans? Why are we not held to the same standard to expect the most out of our teams, to cheer them on in the hopes that that's going to happen, even if it's not?
Because there's gonna be a lot of angry Reddit threads at the end.
You think New York gives a shit about Reddit?
No, I mean, okay, all right.
I got a follow for you, Peter. You've been a part of a pretty massive, probably the biggest upset in league history, I think some people would say, taking down IG 2019 MSI. Was there anything that helped you guys, like beforehand, like a mental edge? Was it all just like in the moment that you're like, holy shit, we're doing it? Like, was the crowd silent? Were you feeding off that? Like, was there anything?
Yeah, nameplate's off. That's massive. No, but I don't really notice the crowd too much when I'm playing. Like, I notice it's there, but it doesn't really affect me. I think it's because in the beginning of my career, I was on CLG and I kept playing against TSM, and like their TSM chants were just super annoying. So I've been able to like block out the fans. Mental edge? Not really. I usually come into every game thinking that I'm gonna play better, but not. I mean, it's like nothing special. Yeah.
So I think one of your reasons was that you thought like JoJo's gonna wage mental warfare against the other team. That's why EG will win, right?
We will handle 99% of it with
Okay.
the crowd. All JoJo has to do is just keep doing what he did against Mad Lions. If he can tilt Europe, he'll be fine tilting Korea and China as well.
Okay, so Peter, how much of this have you caught, like the JoJo all chat stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it.
So what is
He's
because you
Perma
used to compete, would you just insta mute him or
Yeah,
like,
I mean most players are just insta muting him. Like all the stuff that the fans see from his all chat. I would say like 9 out of 10 players I know, like the second someone types in all chat, it's so bad manners to type in all chat that you would just be insta muted.
Okay, because they're not. Mark, you were saying they were reacting to a lot of stuff, right?
Well, a lot of it was all lobby.
In lobby, it's fine, but if you're all chatting in the game, like you'll literally just get insta muted. Like most players also play with pings muted, right? Or not pings, emotes.
Yeah.
So if you're getting like BM emoted, like the crowd sees it and like, whoa, oh my god, he's flexing, he's so Chad, but the players literally couldn't care less. They wouldn't even see it.
Yeah, so JoJo was in the lobby pretty relentless, just spamming what he thinks Niski should be playing. Just like Galio, Swain, Talia, all these supportive mids.
That's
He's like, you
so
can't play
funny,
melees.
bro. That's so
He was
funny.
spamming to the point where Impact was like, chill, stop. Also
Yeah.
telling him to chill. And then he was typing in all chat in the games. And like apparently El Yoya responded once saying like, you're dumb. And was like actually getting tilted. A bunch of Mad Lions was muting him and stuff. So I don't know, maybe he can do it.
Yeah. Is there any world where that works if they don't mute him or anything like that? Do you think people would get tilted from lobby chat and stuff like that?
I think you could get definitely annoyed as fuck if someone's BM. Like, it's actually considered so bad manners to type an all chat in game. Like in a professional game, like yeah, you just don't do that.
Maybe he's starting a new meta.
Yeah, he probably is. He probably is.
I mean, to the point that Dave is making, maybe this is how we got our edge. It's not about skill. It's not about team coordination. It's about we're willing to be more BM than anyone else.
Yeah,
We're basically
playing
the Detroit
dirty.
Pistons of like the 90s.
It's what Tiger Woods did. So during his stretch from 2000 to 2002, not only was he the greatest golfer that has ever played the game and would constantly make his opponents that were paired with him on Sunday have a worse stroke record than everybody else, he would constantly be doing small things throughout the round to just constantly get in their head. Like if he drove a ball further, just give a little nod back after it's done. Small things that slowly add up and just eat away at you over the course
MJ
of
was
4
an
rounds.
a-hole too. Maybe this is the angle.
You got to have that
This is
angle.
North America's.
You've had that
This
edge
is
your
our
entire career. I just want that to rub off on everybody else.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're really overstating how much people actually care. I don't know. But I mean, it could just be me, but I literally just wouldn't.
I was about to ask,
think
like,
about
what's
it.
the most tilted anyone's ever gotten you? Was it like XDG back in the day?
Yeah, the most tilting is when like they're screaming so loud I can't even hear my teammates. But that doesn't really happen. I think people, it can go both ways because like you can give somebody extra motivation to play well if they hate you. Like if I really don't like somebody, I'm gonna try extra hard against them when I'm playing against them. So maybe JoJo made like some enemies or something. I don't know. We'll see.
So, David, it sounds like you're saying like, oh yeah, we're all gonna get out, but that's just you sort of saying. But I'd say that in any situation. So, like, I guess, what is your actual expectation that all the teams will get
North
out?
America will have all 3 teams get out of groups.
Okay. How? You're so confident. You're so confident that if that does not happen, what will you do?
You tell me.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You guys tell me.
I'm
not the one in the position to be making
I'm
that
not
bet
going. This is basically me commanding you to do something because it's very unlikely. So
I'm already putting out enough content that I got to do as is. I don't have time to think about a bet. If anybody has something that they want to wager or do for it, I'm down.
We have a quick little stream situation. So
they're working on it. We're gonna keep stalling for time while the stream comes back. Looks like it might be back. Is it saved?
We're saved.
Checking it out. Okay. So Peter, what are the? You said it's slightly above 0% that any NA team gets out. What are the chances that all 3 get out?
Extremely slightly above 0%. Like very, very slightly.
Okay.
Dude, nah. I think
is-
the highest chance is definitely 100 Thieves though, based on their group.
Which is more likely, me beating you in a 1v1 or us getting all 3 teams out of groups?
You beating me in a 1v1, I can always like mess up. It's not even close.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I think when your expectations are more realistic, it's cooler because then if somebody does make a story, like it's a real story.
I see
That's my perspective.
I see some people saying it's back, so should be back. Okay. Well, I think we should be good to wind down this conversation. But thank you so much, David. Anything you want to shout out?
Thank you guys for having me on. Thank you, Doublelift, for when I first got into League, you were one of the biggest inspirations that I had back in 2017. I unfortunately missed being able to see Worlds here and being able to see your early runs. But during the longevity of my time watching the LCS, you have been the face of it. You have dominated, and we all as fans owe you a level of gratitude that I don't think you will ever fully comprehend, but just know we all appreciate you for what you've done for this game.
Thank you.
I love it whenever people do this because Peter doesn't know how to deal with compliments. So it's just watching him try to struggle through it is fantastic.
No, I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll see you at Worlds tomorrow.
Yeah, you will.
Mark, I think we have a quick break.
Damn,
if you
you're
want
dipping?
You can start. Maybe you chill out for a second. But David, thank you again. So again, thank you for your Chipotle hot take. You can Daniel will find you later, and we'll get you hooked up with that as the winner of the hot take. But I do want to talk about Chipotle. So the very cool thing about tonight is that many years ago, Peter and I did an interview called Chipotle with Doublelift. Do you remember that, Peter?
I do. Did anyone drink out of this water?
That's water. You can have it. You can drink the Chipotle cup drink. Actually, can you pass me that one, Mark? I'm kind of thirsty. Okay, thank you. You don't get one, Mark. I'm sorry. Anyway, so we did Chipotle with Doublelift many years ago. Do you remember that interview, Peter?
If you play it, I'm gonna cringe.
Okay, I will not play it, but
yes, I don't really remember it, to be honest. I just
Okay.
remember I was eating Chipotle.
Yes. So when we this is a true story. Whenever Peter lived with me for a little bit over a year, whenever things first started, I think the closest place to grab food was Chipotle. And had you had it a ton beforehand? Because you ate it like
No,
literally
I
every
ate
day.
Chipotle twice a day, every day for 3 years.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
even kidding.
Huge fan of Chipotle here. And I would not go twice a day, but I think it was on most days I would go at least once. And so it's just really cool that Chipotle then is like sponsoring our tour essentially for Worlds. I mean, for me, I think it's a really cool moment. Are you going to be eating Chipotle anytime soon, Peter?
No, but I think everyone in chat is eating Chipotle right now.
Yeah, that is true. Well, we've
literally everybody.
We have been. I saw another code go out earlier. I don't know if we've got one right now, but again, if you're joining just now, we've been giving out codes that are 1,000 Chipotle entrees every code, or redeemable for 1,000 Chipotle entrees across everybody redeeming it, not per person. So 3,000 over the course of this evening is going out. So I think that's pretty cool. What is your go-to Chipotle order right now, Peter?
White rice, no beans, double chicken, and then if I'm feeling extremely rich, it's guac time. It depends. Yeah, no. It depends on how many tier 3 subs I got. No. Yeah, I'll usually add in a salsa, like corn or mild or medium.
Yeah. Very good. Well, either way, thank you to Chipotle. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
No, I just love Chipotle. I feel like I've shilled Chipotle so many times in my life, just totally randomly, because I'll just like show up on my stream eating it, chewing directly into the mic and stuff, and everyone's like, "Can this guy stop fucking eating Chipotle?" So no, yeah, I mean, I love their stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chipotle, for sponsoring this. If we can just get a round of applause for Chipotle. Thank you. Thank you. All right, time to grab an audience member. Off mark goes. Thanks again, Chipotle, for doing that.
Wait, Travis. So is the whole thing about your show like people come in with like really troll takes?
I mean, they come up with takes. These are representative, I think, of the general audience's opinion.
No, bro.
Yes. Wait, have you not?
Wait, so like you don't pick people with just like regular opinions?
Well, I will say hotter takes probably make it on the show, because if somebody's just like, Faker's a really good player.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
How much discussion is there for us to have?
No,
But sometimes people come up with really good stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yes, but David's take is an outlier. It's extremely hot, hence the Chipotle hot take winner of the night. So, I guess that's what it is. Now people are just going to compete for the like wildest take, so that they can get a.
So they have to like one up that take somehow.
Well, it's not. I mean, we're going to be doing a Chipotle hot take every episode.
Oh,
so I'm just saying,
okay.
like next time, people will start saying crazy stuff so they can get a free burrito. All right, we do have our next audience member here. Hello, welcome to the show.
Fresh off work.
You're fresh off of work, I hear.
I've been here since like 8.
Microphone up a little bit, yeah.
I've been here since like 8.
Oh, so that's 8. Okay, but
Yeah.
you came here directly after work.
Not directly, but
Okay.
I had to take like train. So.
Okay, so you trained here. Still in your script. What is your name, sir?
Drae.
Drae, and where are you joining us from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Another Brooklyn shout out. Okay. All right, and what is your take tonight?
My take is that Yuumi is good for competitive League of Legends.
Okay, as Peter was just asking me, do people come up with crazy stuff? I'm sorry I don't have another burrito offer you for another Chipotle hot take. But, all right, why do you think Yuumi is good for competitive League of Legends?
So it's off the cuff, really. It's a hot take. So I'm
Hot
glad
take,
that
sure,
people-
yeah.
I'm glad that people booed. But I think that I just saw a trailer for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if a lot of people play that here, but one of the main persons, their main like objective is just making plans, and I feel like Yuumi on a person like Curia or even like Sven, and if they're able to create like plans for everyone while they're playing the game, and have more focus on that, is I guess objectively better, since I think that macro is more important for the game. Is like the more important proportion than like microplay.
So your take is Yuumi allows somebody to completely turn off the part of their brain where they have to be caring about mechanics or anything, so they can just be like an in-game coach, essentially.
That also the fact that, I mean, my friend says it a lot, that she's like a green buff, so she can like enable people to just be like roided up versions of whatever they are. Like I remember last year Worlds with Owner, when I think he got a quadra with Talon. I feel like she just has a different dimension. She adds a different dimension that wasn't there before.
Gotcha. Okay. Before I go to Peter for the obvious Peter take on this, Mark, what do you think of Yuumi as a competitive play champion?
I think she's really cute. I'm a big cat fan. I installed cat cams in my home before leaving because I'm going to be here for 10 days. I want to be able to check up on them. I've checked up on my cats. So yeah, obviously Yuumi and competitive makes 1-to-1 tons of sense to me.
That's it? That's all you got?
I think Yuumi terrible, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. This guy's take is like kind of genius. I never heard that. I never heard that angle in my life.
He's converted you.
It's like the creativity is off the charts. I gotta respect the hustle there. Oh my god. I don't even have a response. I'm allergic to cats, so I'm biased.
So, of the supports you've played with, how many of them struggle to like use their brain while also using their hands? Does the lack of hands on Yuumi enable more brain space?
I mean, the funniest shit Sven said to me once was like when he plays Yuumi, he can flame his AD carry's mistakes more because he's just sitting on him, right? So every mistake the AD carry makes, he's like, you fucked up, you missed that CS, like you missed that skill shot. It's like, it actually does let them turn off their brains. So I don't know if that's good for the highest level of play, but you know, I think it's like an interesting idea. Like that only strategy matters, or like mostly matters.
I'm really excited to see World's Yuumi skin for whoever ends up winning, Mako or like whatever. That's gonna be the most cursed skin ever.
Oh yeah.
Do you think, what are the chances that Yuumi ends up getting a skin after her, or is at least played in the final match?
Like, dude, none. Like straight, like no way they're gonna pick Yuumi. That'd be so cringe. Like just based on coolness factor, it's like, oh my god, I won Worlds, and then you have to like pick a skin that's after you permanently, and you pick Yuumi. It's like, no way.
Wait, didn't Crown win famously by playing? What was the like?
Mouse.
Malzahar?
Yeah. Wait, did he pick Mouse or Victor? Right. He picked Talia.
Oh yeah. I was just saying who gets picked in the finals, not who gets picked for the skin. You're just saying.
I see.
Saying there's no chance anyone would ever pick Yuumi.
Pick Yuumi for the skin. Yeah.
That would be so. I feel like it would be so good because it's such a troll decision, right? Where it's just.
Interesting.
Okay, we're being yes.
I forget everything about last year already. Time flies.
Wait, so Peter, you were saying no one would ever pick Yuumi.
Wait, EDG picked Yuumi as their skin? Wow.
We just she just yelled out,
She said
"It's
it was
ugly."
ugly.
Yeah. She also, when I was going around taking takes, she had a skin take, which I was like, I don't think we're the best people for opinions on skins, because clearly neither of us even remember that there was a world.
Dude.
Skin.
When you win Worlds, you pick the skin, right? And like you get a percentage of the sales of that skin. So you need to pick like a champ that everyone plays. So I don't know.
This is how you can tell Peter's dreamed of winning Worlds, because he's literally like, okay, so then you figure out what the most popular skin is and the most popular champion.
Yeah. I'm dreaming about it right now.
Yasuo skin incoming.
Actually.
So you it sounds like across the board we do not agree with the idea that Yuumi's actually good for competitive play.
I respect the creativity.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Sorry we disagree with your take. What any shout outs that you want to make?
The other, I guess, live or like co-stream boys, like Sneaky and Meteos, and also all the people like
boys
behind the scenes that like help on with production. And I know they don't really get a lot of like the applause that they should get, but they're like the ones that keep the stream running and everything.
Yeah, let's give it a round of applause for the production crew. Very good. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we go get the skin take, even if we only have her up for like 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So come on down. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time. Okay, I just want to hear what this take is on skins and force Peter to address it. I think it'll be good. Hello, what is your name?
I don't know shit about skins.
What is your name?
Hi, my name's Kelly.
Allie? Kelly.
With the K.
Where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C.
From Washington, D.C. Okay. And you're here for Worlds?
No, I didn't get tickets.
You didn't get tickets?
List out first. It's like $700.
$700. Also, is the microphone. We're still getting her microphone feed. Sounds good. Okay, so $700. So you cannot get Worlds tickets. What days are you trying to go?
Probably next week is what I want to go to, but I'm only visiting this week right now.
You're only visiting this weekend. I don't have any tickets to give you, but I'm just giving you the opportunity to shill for tickets.
Yeah.
Would you be able to go this week if somebody found you and got you a ticket?
Yes, if anyone wants to deliver them.
Do you have a Twitter handle?
I do. Or I have an Instagram too.
What's your Instagram?
KEIUTE.
Okay, there we go. All right, if somebody has a Worlds ticket, they can get her one. Okay, what is your take?
My take is that I feel like a lot of skins are being overproduced. I think last year they said in like their video that they wanted to make more skins, but I think now that we're getting more skins, it's like pretty, don't get me wrong, but I feel like every champion is starting to blend in together. Can I give an example?
Yes.
So like, for example, they released Bewitching series, which is like a very well-loved series. We absolutely love like Bewitching Nami and like Bewitching Elise, for example. But they also leaked that Bewitching Cassiopeia is coming out, but she has like the same color scheme and hair, and all the skins are kind of blending together, and they're not really having a really like innate part that makes it the actual champion.
I actually will agree with this. Dark Star skin line to me, every fucking particle in that looks the same. Like the Oriana ults, the Jhin traps, like I don't know, everything just like the purple, black sparkles. I can't tell anything apart. If everyone ran a full Dark Star skin, I would just get hit by everything.
You know, Lena said the exact same thing about the skins blending into each other like a few days ago. And she's like a pretty casual viewer, so I would yeah, I actually agree.
And you thought the skins take would have no.
We have anything to add. Like, we don't have much.
Well,
we agree.
What was the last time you guys bought a skin? Like, what was the last skin you bought?
Oh wow, that's a really good question. I haven't bought a skin in so well. Wait, what did I buy one for?
No
like,
shot. You play the
holidays?
game, Travis. Don't even pretend.
No. I oh, you know what it was? It was what's the most recent Blitzcrank skin? Because I main Blitzcrank and I play him as much as I can. The cat. I think I bought the cat one ironically because I'm known for hating cats, and so I thought it would be funny if I
He's a
played
cat
the cat
hater.
one. Well, I said I'm. Hang on. To be clear, I am known for hating cats. I'm not saying that's an accurate representation. In fact, here, let me correct the fucking record right now. I told Kobe he could get a cat earlier this year. We tweeted about it. You can go find evidence of this. And then but my only thing was I didn't think getting a kitten would be a good idea because kittens are a lot. And everybody I know who's ever got a cat is like, oh yeah, kittens are a lot. And he refuses to get anything other than a kitten now. So he could have had a cat for like the last 6 months or something like that. And he just refuses to get anything other than a kitten. I think getting a shelter cat would be really great and is the appropriate way to do it. So maybe the hashtag should be fuck Kobe. Not cat for Kobe. That's my official statement.
Wait, who?
Kobe.
Asked.
Anything that you want to say here at the end?
Can we get your best cat impression then? If you're not a cat hater.
I'm not. No cat impression. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We already got you up here with a skin take. That never happens. You don't press your luck. Okay. All right. I think. Let's see. We can do one more, and then I want to bring a special guest up on the show.
Oh boy, who's the special guest?
Yeah, you'll find out. Okay. Mark goes. You had a picture of you and a cat today, right?
I did. It was a pretty banger. I was in Chinatown. There was like some cute cat just sitting somewhere.
Did you start getting allergic just by being in the
No,
city?
dude, come on. I was 6 feet.
Okay.
COVID regulations.
Yeah. Keeping social distancing from cats. Okay. We have a lovely gentleman joining us at this moment. Hello. We're getting this microphone situation fixed. Peter, can you share your mic with him while Drew's in the
here you go.
background? Ominously.
Hey.
Hello. What's your name?
Nick or Civil.
What's that?
Nick or Civil. You can call me either.
Awesome. Okay. And where are you joining us from?
I'm from Astoria, Queens.
Astoria, Queens. There we go. We love to hear it. Okay. What is your take tonight?
I think Berserker and Sven are going to gap Viper and Mako.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do you think this?
I know earlier that the take was that the meta is moving back towards Leon and Nautilus, which is like a bunch of skill matchups. And I think that's true, but I don't think that's because they're good, like they're the best champions. I still think like Sven has a lot of like track record on like Renata and a lot of disengaged champs with Berserkers. And I think Berserker is still like extremely top tier with like space given to him, and when the opponents can't like play to completely lock him down, especially on picks like Zeri. So I think it's like a gap through draft.
Yeah. All right, Peter. I don't know if you have a take on this.
No, I mean I think it's fair, right? Like I think in play-ins, one of the teams, I think it was DRX, ended up playing Sivir Yuumi, and it's like, oh, back to the cancer again. Like this sucks. So I do think it's viable. Like I think like playing Enchanters is definitely better than like people think it is right now, because it went from just being picked every single game the same champs to just never being picked at all. I think there's probably an in between where it's still good sometimes. But what I will say is my experience has been, you come into Worlds thinking like I can like be ingenious and like make my champs work, like make my strategies work, and then you get your face caved in by someone who's like really insane, and you're like, okay, never mind. I think I'm just gonna copy them. But I hope that's not happening to Berserker and Sven, because I really like them. So I think there's definitely a chance that they can cheese out some wins with Enchanters. Actually, that's true. I just think their group is so stacked. I mean, dude, Viper's the best player in the world, I think. I think he's just single-handedly the best player in the world. It's going to be really hard to get gapped.
Yeah, I think Viper's absolutely insane. I think Upset is at least like very competent in lane. Like he was smurfing all EU playoffs. It's just an insane group, top to bottom. Guma, people talk about how he was struggling more recently, but Guma Yushi was absolutely incredible earlier in the year, and who knows, maybe they just didn't like the meta with Keria having to play those enchanters like you're talking about. Maybe he'll feel better. Doublelift, though, you had Berserker as your #1 All-Pro, if I remember correctly, or even before that in the power rankings that you did in spring.
Yeah.
So, like, where do you think Berserker's at compared to like the general level of North American AD carries that we send? Like, is he a step above? Is he just like, did he look good in that hyper carry meta that we kind of had in playoffs?
Do you think he's the best ADC NA has ever sent to Worlds?
Oh, dude. I feel like I can't answer that. But I think he's really good. Obviously, I feel like it's so hard when everyone around him was just like shitting the bed, because it's like it's competition, right? Like Danny literally subbed out 4 finals, and then it's like an academy player is his opponent, or like, and then it's like FBI. He's like in kind of like whatever form I would say. He's like, it's okay. And then who's his other competition? It was Hans, and Hans was like choking playoffs. So I think it's like pretty easy to. I shouldn't even say it's pretty easy to look good. He's really good. I just don't know how he stacks up to the best in the world, because you're spending all your time here playing in NA. It's like Clown Fiesta most of the time. It's gonna be hard to then play against like Viper and be just as good.
Yeah, Viper got to play against Jackie Love, Gala, and like a bunch of other stuff. Is more refined.
Just a bit.
Any rebuttals?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know, like, so earlier you mentioned that Fudge is kind of like a factor that that wasn't a pun that I meant, but like is a factor that might be like a winning factor for C9 in like some scenarios because of his flexibility. And now it's kind of like, okay, well, their bot could choose how to win, so it's not really like a rebuttal directly to your statements, because it's just an opinion. But I definitely think the only thing I disagreed with in any of the analysis was that C9 was like our lowest chance to win, even though they have the hardest group. Just because I think like they have some of the most standout players from NA. Like I think a lot of like the 100 Thieves is going to come in like very predictably for other teams, and I think EDG is like really insane by our standards. But I think a lot of the ways that they outplay teams is stuff that Eastern teams see like on a Tuesday, like every day. So I think C9 is just weird, and I think last year there was a lot of NA upsets over China that were because we were weird.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Actually, yeah, their ceiling is really high. I mean, that's a pretty good point.
Well, and you were saying everybody just comes on here and says crazy stuff, but
he said that wasn't his initial, bro. Like his initial one was Berserker and Sven are gonna gap Viper and Mako.
Okay.
I still don't know about that one. I think your point about C9 being our highest chance to make it out of groups, I mean, I could reconsider actually, because maybe I was like overrating how much better everyone else is in the group compared to them at their peak. Like, I was just mostly thinking 100 Thieves is in a weak group. Maybe someone else like shits their pants, but it could be that C9 starts going on a roll, or like just like find something that really works for them. Yeah, I mean, they could be our highest chance actually. Yeah, I guess volatility.
Anything you want to shout out?
Shout out to my homies Ivar and my boy Nolan and my boy Demo. I also, I guess this is probably weird to do, but we need to sell a ticket. So if you guys want to go to Worlds on the 7th.
Wait,
just
where's
stop me.
this? She needs a ticket. Or
Yeah,
you need one or
so
two?
just tap me.
Oh, she needs 2 tickets. You
Okay,
only
so
have
if
one.
anyone needs 1 ticket, just tap me.
Okay, all right. Well.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you can split it. I don't know. Okay, anyway, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get somebody up. I guess is just gonna ask a quick question. This is our surprise guest, but Mark has found somebody who wants to ask Peter a question really quick. I don't know what this is about. Hi, what's your name?
Kyle.
Kyle, where are you from?
Circle Pines, Minnesota.
Circle Pines, Minnesota. Kyle from Minnesota. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was an interesting audience reaction. Okay, what is your question for Peter?
Yeah, I think everybody here loves your co-stream.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta kill off one of them though. Sneaky or Meteos, which are you dropping? You
I have to kill one of them?
Yeah, if from the co-stream,
Oh, okay, from the co-stream. All right. That changes things. Honestly, I'd probably kill off Sneaky because lately he just every 5 minutes he just says something like no, or like he'll just like say some sort of like butthole or like some stupid like one-liner, and it's just the guy's like halfway asleep half the time. I don't know what's going on. At least Meteos is trying.
Very good. All right, thank you so much. Anything you want to shout out?
I'd actually shout out the CLG staff back there. They are super generous, super nice. Great event.
Yeah,
Great
despite
people.
you're still wearing a C9 shirt though.
Well,
If they were so generous, you would have bought a CLG shirt.
CLG's not at Worlds, man.
Very good.
Oh.
Thank you so much. We'll get you.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Speaking of CLG, I don't know if he's out there somewhere, but is Dhokla still here? Bring him back. Bring him back. Dhokla. All right, Dhokla joining us.
Wait, Mark, who is sitting here before me? Was it Dhokla?
No, it was Andrew Barton. from
Dhokla
EG.
was there. Andrew Barton, Greg
then
Kim.
Greg. Yeah.
A couple people before you.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so Dhokla should be joining us shortly to return here at the end. He's coming. I see. We have eyes on Dhokla. He's returning. He's walking down. We can get another cheer for Dhokla returning to the stage.
Dude,
Here-
stop.
here he
Stop.
comes.
You're putting a lot of pressure on him. You know he doesn't perform under pressure.
Oh.
This is working?
Yes.
Just kidding.
I think we
Just
need
kidding.
Ward in the bot lane for Doublelift.
What?
Jungle path to bot for Doublelift? Or can't
Oh,
play the
bro. I mean, if it works.
So I wanted to bring Dhokla and Peter on stage because earlier in summer, Dhokla, you said in an interview, what did you say that CLG would
I
play?
said we would be top 3 by the end of the split.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I said I would eat my shoe if that happened.
Yes.
Thank God, bro.
And you-
Barely missed it.
You said no chance at all, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious if by the end, did you ever get nervous at all?
Oh, dude, I was sweating my balls off. I started looking at bakeries for custom shoe cakes. I was like actually about to lose it. No. Yeah, it turns out it's actually like I googled it. Like the FDA does not recommend that you eat your shoes. So I had to go crazy.
You were getting your excuses ready.
Yeah. I was like, it has to be a cake, and like, everyone's gonna call me a baby. Like,
Say what size of a shoe? you
Yeah.
know?
How was Peter's comments ever any motivation for you?
Yeah, it was in the back of my head for sure. It's
holy
like
shit.
split.
That's why I did it. I did it for you.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I did say in the beginning, like, we were heavily underrated, just like compared to like skill level, just like playing throughout the like scrims and stuff. Like, I knew we were much better than what people gave us credit for. So that's why I said like we'd be like top 3. Like, obviously that's like overestimating, like, but like you just have to have like higher goals than like what you think you can get.
I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, it's like, it's fine for you to say that. I think it's fine for people to doubt you, and it makes it even better if you do make it right. Then it's a cool story. I think you guys are really close. I mean, honestly, commendable. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think you guys overperformed based on everyone's expectations. So that's why there was like a lot of hype. Like that was probably the most support I've ever seen for CLG in like the last 6 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe there's a bet? How likely is it, Peter, that CLG makes top 3 in spring?
Above 0. Not by much.
Are you unwilling to make any more shoe bets now that
Top 3 in spring? I mean, dude, if you guys sign like Showmaker and Canyon, like maybe, but I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on with CLG, so it's hard to say.
Yeah. Dhokla, how confident are you that CLG? I mean, I know obviously we don't. Rosters are often in flux
Oh, yeah.
around this time of the year, and sure you can't say anything,
Who
but
knows what next super team might form in North America?
Yeah. But do you think there's a chance that you guys can hit top 3 next year?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you're competing, then you're planning on winning. So, yeah, I mean, top 1, especially for like MSI for spring, because you're not going anywhere if you're like top 3. So just like top 1 is the goal in spring.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I just wanted to have you guys both on stage at some point in time because I don't think you ever had a proper show off. I thought we were deprived the shoe situation, which made me sad. So I'm glad to make this happen.
Dude, I've never been more nervous. That was scary.
All right, very good. Well, we can wind down the show now. So Dhokla, I know you already gave a shout out, but anything that you want to say, especially with Peter sitting next to you?
Shout out for Doublelift for making LCS entertaining with the co-streams when he can. And Champsky's been really entertaining watching your point of view and like everyone else, like personality-wise in the scene. So shout out to Chipotle. I do eat it a lot. And thanks for everyone for coming out.
Yeah. All right. Peter, how about you? Any shout-outs?
Oh, dude, I wasn't ready for this. Shout out to Chipotle and Grubhub, obviously, for putting on this amazing event. Without you and dragging Travis across the finish line, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, you guys did amazing. It's my first time being on a live Hotline League. I gotta say, it's really unique. It's really unique. I'm not used to it.
What was like the last like eventy thing you did? I don't know if COVID like kept you out for a while. Have you been able to do any like meet and greet stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. I played in like some show matches for Grubhub in front of a live audience, which is different. This is like more intimate. It's like the fans are like literally right in front of us. So I mean, not in like a bad way. It's just like very, very different. So it's really cool. Yeah. I mean, shout out to all my fans and to you guys, I guess, for being here.
Definitely shout out to all the fans. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We'll probably hang around for a minute. I don't know what we're doing after this when the stream turns off. Picture, pizza, yeah, we'll do all that stuff. And this is just the first of many. It is the World's Tour. So if you guys are staying in New York for the rest of group stage as well as quarters and stuff, we'll all be around. So hopefully see all you guys some more.
I just want to get a big cheer here. If you think NA is going to show up this week, give a big cheer. Fantastic. Thank you all for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. I know we had a little bit of mic issues, but hopefully everything ended up okay there. And thanks for sticking around after stream dropped. I don't know whose fault that is. We're gonna blame, I don't know, somebody else for that. But thank you also to Grubhub and Chipotle for making the whole thing happen. Again, we wouldn't be able to do this without them. Thanks for watching. That's TGI Worlds. We'll see you next week.